Hello, sorry, I've probably just seen me staring for like 2 minutes at the screen. Here we are. Finally, we've made it. Where is my Dreamcast pad? I'm playing Shenmue on the Dreamcast. Hi, my name's Rob, and this is Bards Uncut, which I still don't fully understand why we call it that, but it's called Bards Uncut because I assume it's because it's not cut. But yeah, playing Shenmue, which is a big thing for me because I love this game. Swear to God, it's probably my favourite. If someone was, to ask me the classic question, what's your favourite game of all time? My answer would probably be this. So who have we got? We've got some people in the chat already. We've got John joining us. Hey John, how's it going? He was a bit upset about waiting. I was only about 2 minutes late. I'm alright with that. And Scousemaster's here. Scousemaster, and we've got Geordie as well. Hey Geordie, how's it going, buddy? Thanks for joining in. So yeah, we're going to be doing Shenmue, which I don't know if it's supposed to be pronounced Shenmue or Shenmue. I have no idea. I've heard people talk about it's can be pronounced one or the other way, but I refer to it as Shenmue. So there you go. What I'm going to do is going to put the subtitles on. We've got Judith here as well. Hey Judith, how's it going? So I've tried to do a bit more sound balancing than what I normally do. So hopefully we should be alright, but if anyone can, let me know if it's I'm too loud or it's too loud. So Scousemaster said he says it as Shenmue, which yeah, I've heard that as well. Oh, we've got defending the game on as well. Hey guys, is that Nate or is that Finn? So we're gonna new game it. Completely from start. Here we go. So I was hoping underneath me you'd see the live chat appear, which I was trying to work out earlier, which I don't think I've quite got it figured out yet. But these are the things that we try and learn and do. We mustn't have done something right, but I can see chat, and people who are in chat can see chat, and people who aren't in chat can't see chat. That's the nature of chat. Opening scene, seen this 1,000 times. Has my favourite of all time. Anyone go no? Really cheesy and horrible, but that's what I quite like about this. Sound cutting out, John. Is that happening for everyone? Is that just game audio, or is that me, or I need preciseness. I'm using OBS. I was having some issues with the sound when I was doing some testing before, and I found out that if I changed it to 48 kilohertz, it seemed to improve the sound. Seemed to come out flawlessly when I hit record, but there we go. Ryu-san.
I'm all right, but Hazuki-sensei.
My father.
Oh, DFG, or DFG. I need to stop it, man. I need to really stop it. DTG, defending the game, says the audio's all right. Good. That's the main thing. As long as it's coming through all right. Oh, Judy's already starting to talk to John in Dutch, so very exclusive to be part of that club. Everyone's saying hi to each other, More friendly with them than they are with me. Dun dun dun. Really looking forward, if anyone doesn't know. The third one is due to come out at some point this year. Now, the first two come out. The first one come out in late 1999 in Japan, early 2000 in Europe. And then the second one come out the year after. And they left the second one on a bit of a cliffhanger. And then, obviously, it's been 16 years since, or however many years it's been since. And yeah, we're now just getting third game, hopefully this year. If not, probably head into next year. Scousemaster says is the best intro cutscene ever. There's Landy. So I'm actually streaming this from my actual Dreamcast itself. I always find when I emulate this game, it always comes out a bit weird. But I thought I'd do it directly from the Dreamcast. So I've never tried to stream from something that's from the start. So hopefully the quality's good. Geordie adds, it'd be easier to record the chat via the recording parameters in YouTube and then put it on screen. Oh right, I see what you mean. Do like a scream, a capture of screen on YouTube then show that. Yeah, I'll play around with that. I'll play around with it.
Father!
Why you? Oh, you zigged when you should have zagged. Pure.
Now then. No matter how often you ask,
Tense, guys.
I'll never tell.
Really tense. So, from what I understand, this game, in terms of development, took around about a decade to do, or something like 8 years, some ridiculous amount of time. At the time, it was the most expensive video game that had ever been made, costing roughly about 50 million or so. And in fact, the game was so expensive to make that everyone who owned a Dreamcast had to buy 2 copies of it for it to even break even, which meant that obviously that's why the third one never got sold, because they just saw it as a big. Oh fuck it, can't be bothered. Sometimes with the speech disorder, you just got to learn to let go. It's just not worth it. Oh, okay. So Judith mentioned to Scalf that I accuse them to leaving to watch his stream, which you should watch his streams, Judith. Just not in front of us.
It can't be.
TBG, Twisted Bards, is a new abbreviation. Is it? I think we've referred ourselves a few times as a TBG, but only internally. You know, only for the internal folks. Oh, he just hit my father in the stomach. Not my father, Gio's father. I don't know where my father is. Fun fact: this game's set in 1986, the same year I was born. Also, the same year The Legend of Zelda was made. There you go, a great year. 1986. Gal says, I remember watching this for the first time as a kid on Christmas Day morning. So exciting, just seeing Land D is so instantly. Yeah, honestly, I'm with you there. I had this in the very early. I mean, I saw it when it was on a Dream On. If you remember them, like you used to in the official Dreamcast a magazine, you'd get a demo disc. Remember one of the very first ones had a trailer for this game, and it's the first like video game trailer I've watched and gone, oh my god, hype, and went for it. Obviously, there was no, well, there was internet, but no one was really on it, and it wasn't much video content. And obviously, you don't put video game trailers on the TV. They used to get all sorts of things for consoles and hardware, but games not so often. They used to get bits and pieces. So, Gordy says, ew, you are so old. I am pretty damn old. Right, though. I remember both wars very well. Traumatized by the second one.
Your friends.
First one is fine. So, great of it.
Friends. Those you love.
Lost you.
Close to you.
God, I've played this too.
No.
Defending the Game says, never owned a Dreamcast. Well, you have not lived, son. I mean, if you were sort of playing games at the time the Dreamcast came out, then that's all good. There's some people that I talk to, you know, only come into gaming during the Xbox period beyond. But I mean, this was such an underrated a console at the time. It really, I mean, yeah, it killed the Sega. I mean, didn't kill Sega. It was the PlayStation 2 that killed the Sega. But and plus Sega making some awful choices. Yeah, a lot of cutscene to start us off, which is good for streaming, I feel. Judith, yeah, the collaboration he's referring to, one of our One Life reviews, he come on and played Super Proba Protector, as again, I don't mean to refer to it a second time, but someone has a speech disorder, not saying that right. Super Probo Detector, a Contra free, all right. The controller on this is absolutely awesome. I love the controller. I like that the memory card's a little unit that you can pull out, and then, I mean, I'm not going to pull it out because I'm not sure what it actually does out in the game. Pull it out, you can use it with a little, got a little, buttons on it. Rio's having a nightmare. Poor Rio. Judith says that Gauss Mouse's One Life review, which is, if you don't know who we are, we do a series called One Life Review. It comes out every Friday, which is basically we try and play as many games as we can and complete them with just one life. And we had our good friend Gauss Mouse on with us, who played Contra V, which was a very hard game, and he got really far through it. So we were super impressed. We are not known for playing the harder games. God, just let me play the game. I mean, I love this game. Gordy says St. Paddy's Day drinking games. Yeah, I forgot it's St. Paddy's Day. Scousemaster is waiting for a formal complaint to YouTube. I think he actually completed 94%. Whenever the guy talks to an NPC, take a drink. Okay, so now I've finally got control. So this is the notepad that you get throughout all the games. Any clues and stuff to the story you put in here. So if anyone didn't follow it in the cutscene, some martial art dude turned up, killed your dad, and stole a little ornamenty sort of a mirror thing, which is called the dragon mirror. So now you've got a few clues, and you've got to find out who murdered your father. So this game's a sort of open world game. Go around exploring stuff, opening drawers, stuff for no reason. There's a bunch of stuff that you can pick up on this game. Little, like a tape here. Pick that up, inventory, and when you get the tape player, you can listen to some fat beats, you know. Whenever a cutscene starts, take a sip. God, you'll be smashing this game. The amount of like cutscenes and talking that you do, it's ridiculous. There's a torch in. There's your cassette player. Torch in the room outside, and there's a few other bits I know that are scattered throughout the house. I'm going to pick up. So there's the cassette player. Listen to some badass tunes, which are basically just the theme tunes I found in game with a few extra exceptions. You know what? It's been a while since I played this game. I still remember the controls. Photo of Rio and his friends. Who picks up a photo that way, like with a crane claw? You know, that's not how photos work. Well, friends. Aaron? Next. Another tape. Shenhua. Yeah, Shenhua. Yahua, which not the name that character on the front of that tape is actually called Shenhua, or it's Shahua. Oh my god, I know too much about this game. Get out of it. And in the game ads, not sure I can play Monster Hunter drunk. I'm not sure I can play Monster Hunter sober. I don't know, I just find it really sluggish.
I'm fine, really. And you? Are you alright?
Yes.
So there's things you can do around this. So this Shenmue is a game where you sort of just walk around a game space, triggering the cutscenes, and they happen at certain times, and different events happen at certain times, and obviously you try and progress through the main story and stuff. But it's no of the modern conveniences that you get in open world games. What are they? There are maps and stuff, but not maps in the way that you normally use it. It's just literally an area that you can see and go, oh, I know roughly where things are.
Fukara-san, I believe he's in the dojo.
Really?
Fuku-san is a character in this game that at times becomes a little bit annoying. But he's I think he's a student who was being mentored under your dad, because your dad's some sort of martial artist, martial arts master. Son, because dad is his son. This is a move scroll, which come in here and pick up. Shadow Reaper, so you can find these scrolls and buy these scrolls throughout the game, which you can use to then learn new moves, which you use in fights. Such. I know there's something in this drawer as well. Well, no, that's later in the game. A key appears in that. Living room. And what you can do is there's a mini game that you can play in the game, which you can win a Sega Saturn, which you can then play some of the arcade games from home. You'll sort of win a console, which I always thought. But then again, I think this was really cool indeed. Oh, there's a letter here, which is a letter from his father. A good cutscene, yo.
Dear Ryo,
Yo.
those
Another thing I used to love about this game is the soundtrack was brilliant.
be ready to die.
Really, really was good. One of my favourite video game
In order
or soundtracks of all
to
time.
stand by
Easily.
their convictions. Live for one's convictions.
Voice acting does get a bit
Die for one's
at times,
convictions.
but that's all right. You know, you can
Is how I lived my life.
defending the game asks Peeps top 5 games of all time. It's a hard one.
It is up to
I mean, obviously, I'll put this at
you to
number 1.
decide your path.
Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. I know a lot of people say Ocarina of Time, but I think Twilight Princess is the best 3D Zelda, and I prefer the 3D Zeldas over the 2D ones. That's just me. I'm gonna dwell on it a little. I think there's a move scroll basket down here. I remember. Go another move scroll. Use that. And there's a few other things around the house, like a box of matches and a few other bits and pieces, which actually come in handy as the game progresses. But for now, I think we're going to carry on with the main story and go and see the guy in the dojo. The dojo is a place where my father, Rio's father, got killed, actually. Candles in them. Grab the match. So, Gauss Mouse comes with Shenmue, Link to the Past, Final Fantasy VII, Super Mario World, and Mega Man X. Nice. A good list, actually. Top games, isn't it? I think what other things I'll put in my overall top 5 games of all time. I'd definitely say one of the Arkham games. Arkham games, I love the Arkham games. I'm not sure which one I'd put in though, because I suppose overly I enjoy Arkham Knight the most, but it frustrates me with the Batmobile on it and stuff, and I get a little bit annoyed by it at times, so I find it hard to go with that one. But at the same time, I think overall I probably enjoyed that one the most. I get the most out of it. I feel a bit odd putting it in my top 5 of all time. Maybe Arkham City is probably the better one to go with. There's milk in the fridge which you can feed to a cat. Oh. Yeah, what's really inspired me to play this game is not me not knowing my stuff. Fans would not be pleased. So each day you get it was mentioned in a cutscene before, but when you walk out you get a pocket money of 500 yen per day. You can go out and spend in arcade and buy little bits and pieces throughout the world. I mean, you got to remember as well about this game. This game came out in 1999. This is before, you know, this is before GTA 3. This is before, you know, open world games were done, and the idea of just, you know, walking around a recreated town was still, you know, relatively new. Now the thing that's a bit confusing about this is left is run and right is look. So I'm gonna have a quick look at the options, see if there's a way to switch that over, because from what I remember there is. That would get really confusing. Under this tree. That. There's also one that I missed before. So Judith's gone with Assassin's Creed. But oh, Assassin's Creed. Yeah, I'm going to add an Assassin's Creed in there. As much as it gets a lot of flack, I bloody love the Assassin's Creed. And also, I'd agree with Judith. I would go with Assassin's Creed Brotherhood being the Assassin's Creed game I enjoyed the most. A Fable 2, that's another good choice. I don't think I'd put Fable in my series of all time, but I really, again, enjoyed Fable more than what a lot of other people did. Smash Bros, great. Smash Bros on GameCube, was that Melee or Brawl? I don't know. A Rayman one we had on GameCube, and a Morrowind. That's a good choice. Pose John adds, he chooses StarCraft 2, Empire Total War, CSGO, Battlefront 1, and COD 4. That's a good list, yeah. Scouse must ask me, what's better, Shenmue 1 or 2? That's a really difficult one. They're both really good for really different reasons. Shenmue 1's very intimate, and it's got a lot of a character to it in the sense of it's a very good reflection of Japan in the 80s. It's got this dull sort of tone to it, and like the colours that they use on it are very very dulled down in comparison to Shenmue 2. But Shenmue 2 is I think overall tells a better story, sprawls out a bit further, which kind of loses a bit of the character of the areas that you head to, but it's still really, really good. Some of the action scenes are absolutely brilliant, and
I'm fine.
yeah, I'd say
Ask you about that man.
Shenmue 2 I probably enjoyed more. So.
The man called
defending the game, I've gone with Final Fantasy 9, Kingdom Hearts 2, Bloodborne, Borderlands 2, and Ratchet and Clank 2.
Then they threw me out of the dojo.
Scousemaster is a fan of StarCraft. Sounds like we might have a bit of a future
came out of nowhere.
A match on there.
I see.
John from Twisted Bard Gaming versus Scousemaster on StarCraft.
If you remember anything at all,
Throwdown.
Be sure to tell me. Ryo-san,
so in the game at the minute,
what you gonna do?
You're remarking how you're going to get your vengeance. Vengeance is lovely.
Ryo-san, where are you going? You're not going after them. Please don't. Look what they did to Hazuki-sensei.
This game comes in 4 discs, which I don't know how long I'm going to keep the stream. I haven't really done much planning around how long I'm going to do the stream for, so I'm going to keep going at a point where I feel it needs to end. But there are chances we might have disc swaps through this, which is exciting. You don't really have to do that anymore, but yeah, it comes in 4 discs. Well, actually, the game comes in 3 discs, but you get a 3rd disc called Shenmue Passport, which is the thing you could look to, play music. Just an extra disc. It used to be like the online portal. What was I listening to? So what I got to do? I like the fact that he's written in his notebook, "I would get revenge on my father!" Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! He had to write it down just in case he forgot that important point. But I got to ask around and see if anyone saw men wearing black that day. I assume that day refers to the day your father was murdered. And we've got someone joining on this called Felipe. Felipe, hi, how's it going, buddy? We've just had a question thrown out to the group, which I don't know if you want to answer, but what are your top 5 video games of all time? Fancy joining the conversation? Join in? Why not? We're now thrust out into Shenmue's world. It's a game, one of the only games that I genuinely feel I probably have a good shout at on a speedrun. I think I know this game well enough and know how to get from each point to point fast enough that I don't think I'd ever be able to challenge for the top, but I think I'd have a good go at it. I mean, I'm not trying a speedrun now, but I want to enjoy this experience because it's been about 3 or 4 years since I last played this. Yes, we are, Felipe. We are. I believe that's your name. Yeah, thank God. We're listing out our favourite game series of all time. So I went with Shenmue, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, Arkham City. I think.
All alone.
I'm playing on the Dreamcast. Yeah, original Dreamcast. Which, I was tempted to do the emulation because I was having some sound problems, but I always find when I emulate it, you always get little graphical glitches and stuff. This is a cat which you, for some reason you can choose to feed it and help out, which gives extra scenes and stuff.
So you're going to keep her here?
I believe if you choose the right option here, she gives you a bit of detail about the guys from the black car in the black suit.
I see.
Scousemaster says, "Am I going to turn on the fast travel from home thing? I know deep down I should, but it always feels too." Yeah, I never turn it on. I just don't know. I like running around the world. I know the map like the back of my. I mean, it's not a hard map to learn. It's literally a street with a little bit of a circle bit coming off it. It's not a hard map to learn, but I like to run around the world. I like to be immersed. What's the point in playing it if you're gonna skip some of the bit? So, got to feed the cat either dried fish or fried tofu. Well, it's going to have to be dried fish, isn't it? No matter. Isn't it, bro? Buried the mummy cat, yeah. I feel they delivered that line flawless.
So it's easier to eat.
So yeah, this is a story of the black car which killed Ryo's father. After the murder, drove away quickly and killed.
She's so tiny, but already an orphan.
Game's action-packed, I tell you.
Yamaguchi-san.
Yeah, the car was going so fast, he got shocked and fell. And hurt his backside.
I own Shenmue 1 on the Dreamcast. Oh, so Felipe comes in with a Panzer, a Dragoon too, which is a great series. GT4, Gran Turismo, is that when you say GT? I'm sorry if it's not.
Be careful around cars too.
A Fantasy Star Online V2, I love a Fantasy Star Online. Actually, I'd put that in as well. Yeah, I was trying to find one more series. I put so much time into the Fantasy Star series, especially when it was even online. I remember you had to pay for a Sega a license to play it, from what I remember, which was a bit of an arse. But yeah, only thing I ever dived off school for was to play Fantasy Star Online, which was brilliant. Okay, we are off. So we've got another clue there. So some dude called Yamagishi-san. I can't pronounce them. I'm not going to pronounce many of them. Who was knocked to the floor by the black car. Got to go and find him. And Felipe also adds Age of Empire 2. I think we already had Age of Empire. I think John might have said that, or I might be wrong. John mentioned the Age of Empire series. Yeah, I'll go for. Okay, Felipe, here's a question for you: Shenmue 1 or Shenmue 2? Which is the better?
Excuse me.
Yes.
What's this nameplate say?
Fuck you, bitch. No, it doesn't. That's what I'd say in real life. IRL.
It says Tajima.
Does it? I'm trying to.
Scousemaster adds Pro Evo 3 on the PS2. Yeah, you know, any football game, you can have fun. Yeah, you can have fun on any game, no matter who you play it with. I mean, just depending on who you play it with. But yeah, football games, you can't deny that they're fun. Much as they get a lot of flack for being for the dirty casuals and stuff. You know, I've had plenty of fun time on both Pro Evos and FIFAs all over the year. In fact, down here somewhere I've got the original first ever a FIFA 1994, called FIFA International Soccer. I got it on the Mega Drive. Oh, capsule toys. So guys, this is the great thing about Shenmue. The thing I love is, you know, your father's dead, murdered in front of you by your bare hands. You've got to quickly find the murderer, but first, capsule toys.
100 yen each, huh?
Capsule toys. Let's buy some. Oh yeah,
I should buy one.
definitely should, mate. Felipe says he used to play so much Fantasy Star Online, had no idea when the phone bill came back in 2000. Yeah, this was back in on a dial-up internet, playing internet gaming on dial-up internet. Remember, I even bought a keyboard, like a Dreamcast keyboard, that I plugged in like into the a controller port just so I could chat to people. My first experience of a massively multiplayer online. Let's buy more. Screw my dad. Capsule toys for the win. I think it's really handy is you can, when you buy these, you can carry them over into the second game, and the ones you carry over you can sell in the second game. You can't really sell them; they're just little collect items of different Sega characters. Fang, I believe, is a friend of Sonic's, one of the many unneeded friends of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Nah, not today.
Okay. Also, stand there and drink Jet Cola, which is cool. Which, if you play on the Japanese version, I believe just comes out as a normal Coca-Cola vending machine. I believe. Heard that. I've got to find the Yamamoto's house. I believe is this house. So that woman that we come across before was couldn't read the sign. She wanted me to find the Yamamoto house. Yamamoto. I know, it's already there.
That's it. Guess I'll go get that lady.
Yamamoto. So that lady's waiting in the park up here. Go and see. Alright. Couple of your friends hanging out, but screw them. Helping out old ladies, because we're Ria Hizuko and we're pretty damn upstanding.
Did you? Thank you so very much.
Alright guys, do you like my Zelda cup? When you put cold stuff in it, or picture appears. I love that shit, it's cool.
Young man.
I have to go now.
There's so few.
Yeah, just saw that on the stream. Can't really see it, but cool. I assure you, it's cool as hell. Scouts also ads, yeah. Because you lose all your money in Shenmue. Yeah, right at the start of Shenmue 2, you know, obviously you carry over like your money and stuff in the first game, but at the very start of Shenmue 2, that like near the start, you get robbed. So what's really helpful is what I do as well. As Scout's Mouse is before the point I get robbed, I spend all of my money. I go and buy like all the packs of capsule toys that you can buy, so I can sell them after I've been robbed, knowing full well I've been robbed. But there you go. So this is the old dude that we have to talk to, who almost got knocked down by the black car.
Oh, it's you now.
Oh, Scout's Mouse ads. He has a Zelda mug. When you put hot stuff in it, it appears. I think I might have the same mug. Is it black? And I believe it's Wind Waker, a stained glass.
How is your back? Yes, it's much better.
And Judith adds, I have a Harry Potter mug that changes when you put boiling water in it. I have a confession, Judith, which means you might not like me. I'm not a big fan of I like Harry Potter, just not really. I got it. I mean,
that driver was insane.
I know a lot of people get really angry when I tell them that.
Could you tell me about what happened with that?
Just weren't for me.
Sure.
Felipe adds on the question of which one's better, Shenmue 1 or 2. Felipe adds, Shenmue 1 looked more personal and familiar, and Shenmue 2 was more exploration, more frenetic. Hard choice. Maybe 1. It was the first game I bought for the Dreamcast, and the game that made me buy the DC. I had this on the DC. I obviously still have it on the DC. I don't own Shenmue 2 anymore on the Dreamcast. I wish I did, because it's really expensive to buy now. I can only find it for around about £100. I really want a Dreamcast, a copy of Shenmue 2, so I probably will one day put my hand in my pocket and go and buy one. But the black car went towards Debuita. Debuita is sort of the main town Shenmue, which interestingly enough, it's all of this is modelled in a real place in Japan. And something that I think is a really nice touch they do is the weather that happens in game. The in-game weather is the exact same weather that was on that date at that time. So here, so on the 3rd of December 1986 at 2 in the afternoon, it was a nice sunny day in Japan then. So they, you know, little touches like that just made this game absolutely. So I've got to talk to people about the black car. I know if you go and talk to the dude at the burger stand, he then points you in the direction of Nozomi, and then Nozomi sends you the Tom. Honestly, I think I know the strands of this game pretty damn well. Although this would be great if we do have any Shenmue connoisseurs in the stream who could point me in the direction of things I might not have known before, or events I might not have triggered before.
When the snow changed to rain?
That'd be great.
I remember. Did you happen to see a black car? A black car?
Judith says friendship over. I assume that's about the Harry Potter thing. I'm sorry. I don't want to lie to you and be really enthusiastic about your Harry Potter mug when I don't really understand all the references and stuff. By the way, a TBG, a new Sonic Mania Plus is coming. What is your new Sonic Mania Plus? That's amazing. I love a Sonic Mania. I mean, I've got a few videos about I've played so far on a other series we do called One Life Review, where we try and play games we try and get as far as we can through a game without dying. I've done so far a Sonic 1, 2 and 3 on there, and I'm going to go through all the Sonic games, including the ones on the DC. I'm going to go through the whole series eventually, hopefully getting to Sonic Mania eventually.
Have things settled down for you any?
We've had Paddy join us. Hi Paddy, how's it going? Thanks for coming along.
Let me know.
Nozomi is your sort of half love interest in this. I used to, when I was, you know, playing this at the age of 14, I think I was playing this first time. I had a slight a crush on her. I don't know why. But, you know, that's me. So Paddy, here's who that fine ass streamer. I don't know, is he behind me? Scouts my sads. Yeah, tough to pick my favourite Shenmue. I have stronger memories for 1, and he's completed it more times. 2 is longer, and my only want from Shenmue is more gameplay. Yeah, it's a hard choice between Shenmue 1 and 2 because they are very different games in a way, but they both appeal very, very well. I think if we got more of the same of Shenmue 1 and Shenmue 2, I think we would have been disappointed. I think Shenmue 2 did some things that you know, some of the cinematic moments in Shenmue 2 are really good, and you know, a lot of people don't like it, but I really like the fourth disc of Shenmue 2, where it's all, you know, just you running around the woods with a Shenhua. So we've got to talk to Tom now, who points us in the direction of the travel agent.
Hey, Rio! Tell me about those men in the black car. What? Nozomi told me you had words with the guys driving the black car. No, I don't remember. They might have been the ones.
Paddy said, I think it's because of those hair.
Please try to think.
Physics, how can you resist a girl whose fringe gently blows in the wind? Well, you can't. And
those guys in the black car?
So Tom is an American guy who dances and teaches you at the end of the game one of the best moves in the whole of the Shenmue. It's like roundhouse kick, which is badass. I think it's called the tornado kick. I love that move.
What happened?
So there are some times in this game where you literally have to kill time. You can see at the bottom there, it's coming up to 3 in the afternoon. And what happens is when it gets to after 8, you normally have to head to bed and it starts a new day. But yeah, it's
Do you remember anything else?
oh, it's just there's so many things about this game that I love. Skulls says Tom is such a funny guy. Yeah, the accent is just brilliant. The ladies over there. It's terrible. These guys send us to the barber. Honestly, weird. I haven't played this game for so years, but I remember each bit of it, bit by bit by bit. I mean, I'm sure at some point for the stream I might be a little bit where do I go next? But I think I should be pretty good. I remember the first time I played this, it took me ages like to finish the game. There is a lot of walking around talking to people trying to find out where you need to go next.
Yes? I'm looking for someone who knows about Chinese people. Do you know anyone?
Such a dangerous question.
Try the Chinese restaurant near the
Looking for someone who knows about Chinese people.
Ajiji?
Yes? I'm sure their employees are all Chinese.
Sonic R is a good game. Okay, Sonic R, I mean, it's one of those things. I actually played a fair amount with Sonic R with my brother, and I think I was young enough to enjoy it for what it was. I don't know if I'd be able to go back and play it now, because, I mean, it's quite a buggy game and stuff. The music was very weird as well. I remember it had, you know, that really weird poppy sort of song. I know a lot of people were mad on, but, you know, I thought it was quite catchy and fun. So we've got to check out 2 barbers. The first one we go to is actually down the far left. Talk to the guy in that barber, and then he points us in the direction of the barber on the other side of the town. So here's the arcade. You know what? Let's go in the arcade. Through the mystery. Avenge my father, or go in the arcade. So one of the coolest things about Shenmue, and something you didn't really see in other video games at the time, is, you know, the fully working arcade. They play on Hang On. Also got QT Battles, Space Harrier. Space Harrier is a cooler ass game. So I'm gonna wait for I'm gonna let the chat decide this. Should I play Hang On or should I play Space Harrier? And whilst you decide, I'm gonna talk to this chat because I know there's a little bit of delay. Scouse says best Shenmue quote ever. Let's get sweaty. Yeah, I love that. That's when he goes to practice training, isn't it? You got the classic. You got that classic. You got that classic line, which is do you know where sailors hang out? Which, you know, is thrown about everywhere. IC is a great one as well, which Felipe throws in there for us. Says that a lot. Okay, first person to tell me which one to go on, Hang On or Space Harrier. What are we playing on, guys? I should do that. I always used to hang out by this thing, hoping it would work one day, but it never did. Really disappointed. And these things, you see some thugs hanging out at this, a table down here. Boosters. In that case, space thing. Someone's made a choice. Oh, both at the same time. I'm gonna go with John because on my chat he got there first.
Space Harrier, 100 yen a game.
Space Harrier it is. Do it. Only 100 yen though. Well, you know, we can't spend the whole stream playing Space Harrier. Although we could. Good. It's too late, John. It's too late. Ah. See, now everyone's saying, hang on, actually, I do spend most of the time doing the QT boxing. I'll give that a go afterwards, and then we will avenge our dad. Shoot the aliens! Screw a vengeance. I need to shoot aliens. Best way to get over a murdered a father, I feel. Head down the arcade. Blow up some aliens. Yeah. Pew, 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 pew. But I do like the fact it keeps the Shenmue clock on the wall so you can see you literally wasting time whilst your father's corpse slowly rots and the people get away. Murder! You know what, after all this time I still find the Dreamcast pad still relatively quite uncomfortable. I mean obviously it's nowhere, not quite as comfortable as today's controllers, but you know, still sits well in the hand, still handles responsive. It's got an analog stick. Obviously I think people's general thought on Shenmue complaint is, I mean not Shenmue, on Dreamcast it genuinely suffered because it didn't have a second analog stick in comparison to like the PlayStation and stuff, which is true, you know, when it comes, wasn't really well known for its first person and all that kind of stuff, which might have coped a little bit there. I don't know. Okay, there's some chat going on, which Space Harry is too intense, guys. Stage 2 geezer. Rob would be a flan because all of his wobbly bits. That's all I'm seeing from the chat, which is true. If I was to be anything, I would definitely be a flan. And flan, just a fucking great word. Flan, like linguistically, fantastic word. You know what? I've been waiting fucking years to pull out the word linguistically on one of these streams. I feel like I've achieved something in my short but kind of. Oh, I'm not paying attention, guys. I'm sure you know this, Rob. For some reason, I never looked into who the hell is Fuku-san. Fuku-san is the guy who's at your dojo. You know, the guy who's trained by your dad. He's got the whiny voice. Ryo-san, I worry about you day and night. That's who Fuku-san is. Okay, didn't do too well at 17th place. I think only way to do this sensibly. Yeah, Rio's a rebel, because in the 1980s that would have been really frowned upon. So yeah, I haven't replied to something which I have to admit I can't remember what I was asked, so off, right. So I'm gonna give one game QTE battle, which may lose me on the chat because you've got to keep your eye on this.
One game, 100
this game fries my brain. High score 30,000. Do it.
I should try it once.
I should try it once. Father's grave. What's my father's grave? What's my father's corpse rots? Boxing. Right, let's do it. Thanks, guys. Actually remember like the order of this: A and then B. Yeah. Oh dear, Rob, you definitely have played this too much. You get 3 lives to do this, and you got to get the highest score. Eventually, you start playing this game, and because you get to a certain point, your eyes start to hurt, and you start to feel like you're going absolutely crazy. Start losing your shit. Yeah. Punch the things. Got a little bit of lag there. So the Dreamcast made quite a noise there. So I don't know if you're actually hearing that, guys, but I've actually realised I've put my Dreamcast pretty close to my mic. So if you're hearing a little bit of, if you hear it working, you can just appreciate the sounds of a Dreamcast. And I appreciate, you guys got to appreciate what I'm doing here, because I'm talking to you guys, and as some of you might notice, I have a speech disorder, which I get caught on words. And when I get caught on words, I have a habit of closing my eyes, which I'm really trying to fight it now. I'm having an internal fight with my speech disorder, but also fighting these pads in this game. A, B, B. Oh, okay, fun. Yay. My hands are getting sweaty now. I'm okay. Oh, I smashed that high score. Screw you, high score. I remember as well, if you do really well in some of the arcade games, you get a little action figure. Which is really cool, I think. Yeah, go Rob, go. Oh dear. I don't know what's going on in the chat. I am not taking my eyes off this, guys. I'm sure you're all entertaining and absolutely hilarious. And if I could read it, I'd really appreciate it. So, thanks, guys. Oh, missed one. Oh dear. My eyes. Oh, my eyes. Intense. Who needs... I'm sorry, I realise I'm not talking now. I'm actually taking this so seriously now. I'm starting to sweat. I need to take my jumper off. I need an adult, guys. Realise daylight's burning. It's 5 PM. Literally spent an hour in here. Start doing these ones eventually. It's really hard where you got to press 2 at the same time. And it's like, fuck off. I'm not pressing 2 at the same time. Doesn't even do that in like the action scenes, because this is supposed to be training you for the QTEs, which I know people hate, but this was the pioneer for QTEs, and as much as you hate them, I fucking adore them. So screw you guys, it's my stream. I do what I want. Oh my god. Oh my days. My eyes, guys. I want it to stop. I've still got 2 lives. But you can't, like, will fail on purpose. I'm kind of tempted just to stop, but Jesus Christ. Oh, that wasn't on purpose. Oh, God. I just saw someone, right, there's a small fire behind you. Lol. Gonna put on my roller skates, get on my rufflecopter, fly on out of here. Oh, I shook my head. I got too much into the stream, guys. I put the stream in front of that. Look at that, though. Swag, yo. 231k, yo.
You make a good rival.
Alright. Okay, so there you go. We are done. I am done in the arcade. Let's get back on my dad. But yeah, I love games that are not afraid to put games inside games. In fact, I don't know if this is true or not, but you know when you used to get a mini games you can play on the loading screen. So I don't know, you're loading up a game and it'll bring up a game of like Space Invaders for you to play whilst the game is loading. The reason why they don't do that in modern games is actually it was actually patented in the early 90s. Can't remember who by, but that's the reason why you don't see it in games. Like instead of, it's so cool now with you know waiting up, especially when you're playing something like The Witcher or a Fallout or a GTA. Load time so long. It'd be nice if you're given a little, you know, Space Invaders or something just to keep yourself occupied.
Yeah. Who would be the best person to ask about people from China around here?
Oh, I might have screwed this up here because one thing I just remembered, he's going to take his pointers to the Ajiichi, which I believe closes at 5 or 6 PM. So it might already be shut. So we might have screwed up here, so we might have to wait until the new day.
I see.
Oh no.
Thank you.
I think everyone had a good thing saying there's people behind me, which Namco, that was it. I knew there was a game company that did it, which I think is a shame. I think that's a principle that probably shouldn't be patented, especially now how long games take to load. I'm allowed to do training yet? Yeah.
It looks like I can practice here. I should work on my moves. I'll lose my edge if I don't practice.
So something you could do in Shenmue as well is you can practice like your moves, and the more that you practice, the better that you got. More that you practice, the better that you get. So if you kept doing the same move over and over again, eventually you'd get better at that move, and it will get stronger, and his technique will get slightly better. There's a bunch of moves that you can master as well just by putting in the inputs, which I know most of them here I could say. I'm going to learn a few moves. You're not doing this move, I like in a hurry. I'm going to come out of this and actually see if that place is open. Oh, Anton adds the patent as expired. I didn't know that. I thought it was still active. So why don't game companies put in little mini games as before it was on these, you know, the loading screen on some of these new games takes so long that I don't know. It's one of those things. So we're going to go to the Ajiichi, which I believe, this is why I'm a little bit annoyed, I think it shut at 5, and if I hadn't fucked around in the arcade, we probably could have made it there and carried on with the story a bit on this in-game day, but apparently not. Apparently not. We're gonna run down. The Ajiichi's just down here on the left. Last shop here. I think it's shop 5. Oh, no, I think it's open until 7. I tell a lie. No. Oh.
It's closed.
Bum. What time? Just a step. Yeah, I need to go to this place, but so I'm going to come back there in the morning. Got a bit of time to kill. You can't fall asleep until 8 PM in this game. There's a few bits and pieces you can do. You can go and buy things from the shop. Buy cans of drink, which give you... Anton adds his favourite move was the Iron Palm. Well, I think it was called that. Yeah, did that come in? I think I've got that, actually. I've actually got a couple of scrolls. Twin Blades.
Judging from the pictures, it's a hand move.
I might as well learn that. And made Twin Blades, man. And then you've got Shadow Reaper.
Like a leg move.
I don't remember pulling these moves off very often. I do like that you can bind a weapon to one of the... I think it's one of the triggers, can't you? I remember if you go into the move scroll and choose like a weapon that you find it hard to pull off. Like, I don't know, if you wanted to put... you usually put Brutal Tiger on there, which I can actually perform that move pretty well, but a handy move just to have on your right trigger. The Paddy adds, I wish they had little mini games that I could play to earn a currency that was only useful to unlock other mini games in the loading screens, but that I could also buy with real money. Slot machine next to the Bikers Club. Yeah, there's slot machines there. Did you ever win a money on them? Could you exchange your money back? Or was it a proper gambling thing? Because I remember the slots on it. It's just you just win more of the coins, don't you? I never really understood it. Oh, that guy's had a few. You got the tomato convenience store with the best. If there was a shop near me that had this song every time that you went into it, I would lose my cool, and I'd go there all the time. John adds no prize. Yeah, I'm gonna have a give it. So you got a bunch of tapes and stuff you can buy here that you can put into your cassette player, flashlights, some batteries in case your flashlight runs out, some things to feed the cat. Let's buy some canned tuna to feed the cat when we get back. Why not, eh? Be nice. This, please.
Yo, may I help you?
This.
Spending all of my pocket money. Oh no.
Come again, yo.
If Scoutman says if EA were making Shenmue 3, then all those figures you could buy would definitely be £5 each. Yeah, I do not doubt that. All greedy bastards. Yeah. Fortunately, EA won't have the wouldn't have the a vision to make something like. They'll probably bastardize it and go, yeah, but is it a game as a service? Buy a light bulb now, man. Save time. Nah, mate. There's a light bulb in the house. Pick that up in the house. I don't need to be wasting my money on that yet. I think, anyway. Now I've said that, I've got to qualify it and back it up. Let's see if we can win a prize can and win ourselves a Sega Saturn. You can buy the crisps and stuff, which allows you to... Okay, let's... we're going to go for orange soda. Fruta orange. If it's a yellow can, I'm going to lose my shit. Oh, winning can, is it? Straight off? No, it's an orange can. Oh, let down. This is the thing, I shouldn't choose the orange one, because the winning can's like yellow. Paddy adds hashtag light bulb knowledge. Yeah, I know where. Like I said, I'm pretty sure there's a spare light bulb in the house somewhere. Probably have to do. I think it's in. Yeah, I'll see if I can spot it when I get back to the house. So at 7 PM each night, you get this little animation which tells you the transition from the daytime to the evening. Head back home, have a little kip. Ooh, Rio's had a busy day. Rest his sleepy little head. Oh dear. So, going on. Paddy M says Rob loves orange soda, which I know what that's in reference to, and I'm pleased that you do as well, because normally when I refer to things that are from the 90s, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Keenan and Kel, what a classic. Do you remember the film A Good Burger? They did. It was awful, but it was also awesome at the same time. Loves orange soda. Yeah, I'm gonna. Now the fact that I've told you there's a light bulb in the house, I'm gonna have to qualify that by actually find that there's Megumi. You know what, I'm gonna feed the cat in the morning so she can be excited about it. Because if you feed the cat at night, if she's not there, she's wandering around. Another thing that I think is really cool about this game: each of the NPCs has their own sort of relatively thought out life that they do. So you know what, they head to work each day. They've got a house that they walk back to each day. Everyone's got their own home. You know, all these nice. I mean, there are some filler NPCs in there, like the just general people who walk around and you can talk to them and they go, "Leave me alone." But like all the NPCs have a life that, you know, they tried to code. I think that's why this game took so long. But the origins of this game actually originally started as sort of, they wanted a concept for a virtual fighter. If you remember, a virtua a fighter, which was like a competing 3D fighter with a Tekken. Really, those were the two big 3D fighters of the 90s. And yeah, it was supposed to be an RPG for the game Virtual Fighter. That was the original idea. It's supposed to have the character Akira as the main character, but obviously over time it evolved and eventually turned into what it is now, Shenmue. Anton says, did anyone freak out during the day and night transition? Yeah, I honestly, every time that used to happen, I go, oh, there's a cutscene. I don't know what's going on here, but then I go, oh, it's the evening thing. So, and then we're having a bit of a chat now about, so you know, at this game you get a job and eventually you sort of do work as a forklift driver, and sort of some people feel that went on a little bit too long and stuff. So if anyone knows where the light bulb is in the house, I'd appreciate it, because like I said, I'm pretty sure there's one a spare light bulb around. Either in here or it's in the living room. Can't remember quite from the top of my head. Definitely. Pretty sure there's a light bulb. But no, I used to like the detail this game used to go into. You know, it's you know, sometimes work is boring. You know, I suppose it's quite true in that sense. Paddy says, "I like the series is dedicated to tradition, which is why Shenmue 3 looks like it's being made in the same engine." Yeah, the trailer they released for Shenmue 3 was very premature, and they should have just not. They should have just not done it. They should have just left it how it is. Now I know there's pretty sure there's candles in this cupboard. Oh no, it's the key, isn't it? Serious key in here. Yeah, it's that trailer got very mixed response. I mean, I believe it's being made in Unreal Engine. See, I could be wrong, guys.
A key.
Oh, yeah, you need the light bulb when you're trying to find the mirror. I don't know. I was going to take that, but didn't. Accidentally putting everything away now. I can get that when I need it. But yeah, it's when you're trying to find the mirror, which I think is on, I want to say disc 2, because just after you meet Master Chen. The first time you meet Master Chen is when you first put so, the living room. Oh, actually, I think, you know, definitely a torch in these cupboards under here. Stop it. Oh, didn't want to go out. Hiss piss. Pretty sure it's not. Light bulb somewhere. I will find you. Judith says, who has a nice story that they like to share? Oh, a nice story? No, most of my stories are boarded. Not fit for consumption. Oh, batteries. Take them. Scout says, you reckon you stream the full game or just as much as you can do tonight? I'm probably going to do the full game, obviously not all in one stream. I think the game takes roughly between, if you're doing a speed run, you can do it in 10 hours, but I'm probably going to doing it about 15 hours, so I reckon it will be the course over about 3 or 4 streams, I reckon. Would love to do Shenmue 2 at some point, but like I said, I don't really want to emulate it, and I don't own it on the Dreamcast, and I don't really want to do it on the Xbox either, because I really like the Japanese voices. I might wait and see if anything happens with the HD remasters before I move on that. I'm gonna abandon this mission for the light bulbs, and if I'm wrong about this, I'm really upset with myself, guys. I was really banking on the fact that they would. Come on, Rio, get through the door, mate. Oh no, go on, Rio. Go on, Rio. Turn left. Yeah, good. Thing about Rio, you got to remember, he has the turning circle of a small truck, so bear that in mind. Anton says, I remember this game when it came out and loved the simulated life scenarios, like working, but my dad thought it was too tedious, but I like the simulation, the games in general. Yeah, like that. First time he played, and Felipe has, first time he played this game, he didn't have a VMU, which is like the memory card here. So every time I want to play this game, I need to, he had to watch the intro over and over, which isn't a problem. I mean, 15-hour play session is a long session. Anton, thank you for the subscribing, man. Really appreciate that. Really do. Okie dokie. So we're going to go to the Ajiichi Chinese restaurant, see what we can find out. He's going to tell us about the Chinese restaurant. You know what? I'll skip forward, and I was going to the wrong place, wasn't I? The Ajiichi is the Chinese restaurant in the middle. Silly boy. Done messed up, guys. The place I was going to yesterday was the wrong place. I was going to a place we need to go a bit further, Maida Barbershop. Check on Fuku-san, because sometimes he wants to practice with you in the mornings. Paddy adds he fixed his vacuum cleaner today. Turns out the hose was blocked up. Oh, this is where you teach a Fuku-san a move, or you teach yourself a move, but through the method of Fuku-san.
Fuku-san.
I don't remember if it happens on this one or the second one, but something that happens on the little VMU screen is when you get the move right, it shows you the instructions for it, which hopefully, I can't remember if it does it just on the second one on this one, but I'll have a look. I'll push it up. I'll push it up towards the screen. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'm gonna do that, but I'll probably imagine it's all out of focus.
Yes, but Sensei is no longer here to teach me. He's gone, and I still have so many bad habits. Say, Ryo-san, would you
Judith rearranged to her closet. It's quite big as well, which good. I'm proud you have a big closet. You have made it, Judith.
Sure, why not? Okay.
Oh, actually, I did see something today. I went shopping today, and I bought a pram. I bought a pram. Well, bloody expensive things they are, but yeah, I'm expecting my first in July. Bought the pram today. Bought a bunch of stuff really. Had my mum come along. It was really nice. John was in Manchester today. What are you doing in Manchester? If it's not too pry, you can tell me to F off and mind my own business. First you show him how to do the step forward, which then it shows you. Yeah, it makes a little beeping noise. Shows you the instruction.
The next part's important. Shift in one continuous motion. As you step forward, strike. But I'm not as good as father was.
Scouse says, Scouse Mouse says he's away in Liverpool for the weekend, but you're Scouse Mouse, aren't you already in Liverpool? Or am I going? I suppose you can be Scouse, but not live in Liverpool. It's not like you have to live in. Right, keep your wig on. Scouse remembers getting Choo Choo Rocket included with my Dreamcast. Wasn't a big fan, but it's pretty. Sure, I had a MIDI game you can play on the VMU. I think it did. I quite liked your Choo Choo. It was all right.
Completely different from mine.
Fuku-san's just. Ugh.
My father and I trained for a long time. Sensei always
I wonder if
told me
a Fuku-san make an appearance in the third game.
Basic technique.
It'd be great if there's a scene where you can hit him square in the face again.
So,
right.
Would you like to practice some more?
Paddy says, adult-sized prams are pretty damn expensive. Adult nappies are pretty sized, but your commitment to our fantasies is heartwarming. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I cannot add to that, Al. I feel you bought an Al, Paddy. See, that's it. You said a joke that was very Al, and that's why I refer to you as Al. Paddy.
Well, if you ever feel like sparring, just ask.
Fuck you, Fuku-san. I was talking to Fuku-san there, not a Paddy. Defending the game, never left, just killing dinosaurs, which is important. Are you playing Rust or Horizon Zero Dawn? What sort of dinosaurs are we talking? Anton says Mouse Rocket was quite fun. Also got that bundle. Mouse Rocket. I don't know that. What is Mouse? I assume it's got something obviously to do with Choo Choo, a rocket, but I don't know that name. I feel left out, guys. So Scouse was born and raised in Liverpool until he was about 21, 22. Then he lived down south, and he's put down south. So assuming he mocks the people that are around him down south. Yeah, I've kind of got a mixed heritage. I was sort of lived in the southeast until I was like 12. Then I lived in Newcastle in my teenage years. Like the age. Oh, my first QTE. Like in this, guys. Yeah, the fact that I know it's a QTE is probably, you know, takes away from the point of a QTE. But the only thing that's going to get very confusing is obviously on the Dreamcast, A is red and stuff, and it's very different from an Xbox controller, like the switch round. So I'm gonna might get a little confused.
Wait for me.
So Scouse says it was quite fun. It just didn't grab him like other games. He had a Grandia 2, Skies of Arcadia was great, and Shenmue took over. I quite enjoyed the Sonic Adventure games as well. Let's go and feed that cat with the tuna we bought yesterday. Do our bit. Move to feed things. Remember, press Y. Go to the canned tuna. Press A. Feed it some tuna.
Some food?
Scouse says he's 31, same as me. Yeah, man, 31. Am I right in thinking you were born in 1986 as well? Paddy? Not Paddy. I keep getting names wrong. Scouse, you were born in 1986, right? Literally the best year of all time, really. Birth of Rob, birth of Zelda. I think Bananarama were doing pretty all right at the time as well. So good time, I believe. Bros, I think were. I don't know what I'm on about, guys. I'm losing the plot. Losing the plot. So we're gonna go and check out the Chinese restaurant, which is the Chinese restaurant I should have went to yesterday, but I instead went. Judy feels so young. Well, you know, enjoy it whilst it lasts, because soon you'll just always feel old. No matter how old you are, you'll always. And the thing about being old is the only thing you can do from there on is get older. So got that to look forward to. I'm keeping up with this guy on a scooter. Hey, buddy, have a backer? Have a backer? There's a backer. Aww, want a backer? Pun. What I do love is if you talk to any of the NPCs that are walking around just milling about, they're usually very rude. Like this guy, Ham.
Excuse me? Oh, not now. I'm too tired right now.
You're too tired to.
I'm not in the mood to talk just now.
Don't you just want to know what the time is? Jesus. What to you?
Excuse me?
What is it?
Oh, I'll add to that.
I'm sorry, but I really need some time alone right now.
All of the people who walk around the world of Shenmue are just really are depressed. All the people who work in the shops are fine, but people who walk around buying stuff in the shop They hate their lives. I've gone past the Ajiichi. Doing here. Ajiichi's this place on the left. So, Scal says, yeah, 1986. What are your thoughts on point-and-click games? I love them. I love a lot of point-and-click games. I haven't really done many on this channel. I really should. You know, do some.
Tao-san. Yeah.
Can't remember the names of any now. Rob was born. Paddy adds, Rob was born in 1906. Back in his day, they didn't have video games. Rob played with a hoop and a stick and could be found constantly bitching about how much the cosmetic hoop upgrades cost.
Nothing really.
Defending games talking about a game called Broken Sword. I don't know what Broken Sword is. What a console was it on?
Not all Chinese people are bad.
Very good point. Not all Chinese people are bad. You got to remember that.
Is that they were Chinese. Please,
surely the Chinese have got more right to hate Japan than Japan have a right to hate the Chinese, right? I mean, I know they're both not great either of them. Like, they've a lot of blood on their hands on either side, but Japan are pretty damn dark, man.
I see.
They did some stuff.
Why don't you
Look it up.
tell him about the 3 blades?
The 3 blades.
The 3 blades. 3 blades?
Oh yeah, the Judith says the Titanic game I played. That was a point and click. Bit of a weird point and click one.
Refers to 3
maybe like Monkey Island, things like that. A clock tower.
3 different trades.
The barber, the tailor, and the cook. They all use bladed tools.
So we've got to find people who work within the 3 blades, which is the trade that come over to Japan. They were easy to set up, and they refer to them as 3 blades, which refer to either knives for cooks, scissors for tailors, and
it doesn't cost much to set up.
Something
so
for
you can
hairdressers. I don't know.
Quickly.
Razor?
People of the 3 blades also know each other very well. It's a good idea to ask them if you're looking for information on people from China.
Scotsman said it's point and click, Rob, because I asked if you like point and click games. It's a fair point. I mean, I can't argue against that. My favourites are Beneath a Steel Sky and Day of the Tentacle. Never played either of them. Interesting. And Scout says, yeah, that Titanic game was weird. It was a bit weird. Anything that uses that, like, live action a capture thing in the 90s was always come out a bit weird. See, that's the place I was trying to get to last night. The Lou Barber and Hair Salon. Went to the wrong gaff.
The shop's been closed recently.
So, I should go and speak with Maeda-san, Itoi-san, and Manpukuken Ramen, right?
Yes.
I see. Thank you very much.
So that's that job done. So they're going to tell us to go and talk to different things amongst the 3 blades, and you know, if you didn't know what you were doing in this game, you'd go and, you know, find the Chinese restaurants, find like the tailors, find stuff. I actually know it's first you got to talk to the barber shop on the far left hand side, which did last time, then talk to the barber shop on the far right hand side of the map. It'd be cool. X-Files was live action as well. The X-Files game, I don't remember the X-Files game. See, we were very lacking on the PC front, sort of through my childhood and stuff. We had a PC, but you know, had a Tomb Raider and a few bits, but couldn't really handle anything else apart from that. But yeah, I used to play Tomb Raider. In fact, the first PC game that I owned was actually my mum bought me what I thought was what she thought was a Tomb Raider. I got all excited. You know, oh, Tomb Raider! You know, this is one of the first 3D games that I ever played on, and stuck it in the PC. You know, installed it, pressed play. It turned out what she'd bought was a walkthrough for Tomb Raider, and it was basically just a series of embedded videos that you can watch that tell you how to get through it. So yeah, my first experience with Tomb Raider was watching like a cheap walkthrough, well, not a cheap walkthrough, but a guide for it.
Tao-san from Ajiichi told me. He said I should ask you about them.
Is that so?
Will you help me?
Judith asked, does anyone have any suggestions for me to play it on my not very good laptop? What kind of, yeah, Scouse adds, what kind of games do you like? And Paddy adds Minesweeper. There's loads of games that you can get that don't take much resource to run. Loads of them. You know, you definitely want to look more at the indie market as opposed to the AAA market, obviously. But, you know, any indie game you should be able to play with. You know, Stardew Valley, which I've heard people really enjoyed that. Probably have a look at that.
That's so. Well, I'll try there.
Tomb Raider 1 and 96 was a breakthrough. Paddy had Don't Starve. That's a good shout. Unravel, yeah, Unravel's a bit graphically heavy, isn't it? You want those. In fact, you can play a lot of the older games. Just download yourself a few. Like emulators play Super Mario or something else. Anton says his dad's got a chipped PS1 and 20 copy games, 2 controllers, 6 memory cards for 45 friends. Oh, that's a good price. I mean, I've got quite. Oh well, I'm proud of my console collection. I've got a fair amount of them. Don't have any of them chipped. The thing I really like about the Dreamcast and something that you can do is if you buy a Dreamcast. If you buy a Dreamcast, you can. Oh, these got look shifty. Not shifty enough.
Hey, Suzuki, you think you can bump into me and not even apologize? Yeah, jerk. Apologize to Enoki-san. Well, maybe I'll just beat an apology.
Yeah, but if you buy Dreamcast, you can actually download the CDI files, burn them onto a disc, and Dreamcast didn't really have any kind of didn't have great copyright protection, so they build the copyright protection into the chipped version of the game, so you don't need to chip it or anything. You literally just burn it onto a CD, insert it into the Dreamcast, turn it on, and it works. It's really great. I mean, I've got a CD wallet there with some Dreamcast games I haven't thought of buying yet that I just enjoy playing on. Paddy has, why is there a tree coming out of his mouth? Because it was the 80s in Japan, and that's what was cool. You had a little bit of a foliage hanging outside. You know, in the 50s in America, they used to use a match. In colonial America, they used to use an ear of corn. And Japan, a leaf, something, I assume. Yeah. Gaussmouse says he'd had a CD wallet. His friend did the same thing. Had a CD wallet full of just basically a bootleg. Well, not bootleg games. But bootleg games are ones that have been made unlicensed, aren't they? But more pirated games. God, I couldn't think of the word there. What's the word? John says, by the way, you suck at Rainbow Six. Who's that being pointed at, John? Is that pointing at me or John? And Scouseful said, yeah, it probably didn't help in terms of the success of the Dreamcast. Yeah, that, and it just sell that well, did it?
Son. Hello.
PlayStation 2 absolutely destroyed the Dreamcast. Really did.
For a haircut. I came to ask about people from China.
And you are?
I'm Yo Hazuki, of the Hazuki Dojo in Yamanose.
Hazuki-san?
Darling, you saw it in the paper on that snowy day.
On that snowy day.
I understand you've gone through a lot.
Yeah, I think my box here. Yeah, bought this a copy of the Shenmue.
Man who goes by the name
I actually saw it in a CEX when I was on holiday a couple of months ago, and it cost me 35 quid, which was actually really good for a copy of Shenmue on the Dreamcast. Because normally, I think when I look around the internet, it's normally about 60 quid sort of thing. So I feel like I did well there, but I'm definitely on the remember the Dream Key CD, yeah, for browsing the internet. Yeah, do you remember the Dream Key CD? Love that stuff. Used to like the Dream On, a demo disc as well. Wonder if I've got Shenmue a passport on this, actually. Obviously it won't work, but you guys remember the Shenmue passport, which is like the...
closed for a while.
Is he alright?
He's much better now.
Perhaps he's exercising in Suzume Park.
Yeah, we've got Shenmue passport in there. It comes with it. Awesome. Maybe after the stream, when I completely clear the game, I might quickly pop in the Shenmue Passport game, and I know a lot of it is obviously offline now. You can't connect to it, but I know it had a few little bits and pieces offline that you could. Yeah, I'm not gonna spend the whole stream trying to put that back in the box. I'll do that in a bit. You'll be okay, won't you, baby? Yeah, that copy of Shenmue sits right on top of my fireplace. So I think Judith, by the looks of it, keeps getting confused between Paddy and John. You know, easily done. They do seem to blend into one person for me. Now we've got to go to the park. What's the dude who's going to give us the infamous line of inquiry around trying to find where sailors hang out. Yeah, which they hang out at bars, apparently. That's where sailors like to hang out. We're going to get the classic line in a bit. He's at Sagaoka Park. Oh no, a Suzumi Park. This is. Old dude here.
Are you Dio-san?
Yes, I am. And you?
My name is Dio Hazuki, from the Hazuki Dojo in Yamanose.
Anton says he feels such dishonored. Shenmue 1 was a copy, but Shenmue 2 was legit, yeah. I've tried to play Shenmue 1 on a copied version. I always found there was some audio that wasn't quite right and stuff, because I remember Dreamcast actually doesn't use CD-ROMs, it used its own form of media called a GD-ROM, which meant it held a little bit more than a CD-ROM, so when you try and install, when you burn things to a disc, they usually have to scrape a little bit of the data off in order for it to fit onto a CD-ROM. That's why sometimes when you get a copied version of the game, there'll be lines of audio that aren't there and stuff, and that's because obviously they had to scrape a little bit off. Scouse Mouse, he said he got both Shenmues for Christmas and he could cry that I've since sold them both. Yeah, I've had a few copies of them which I've bought, and I don't know, I think my first ever copy of Shenmue and Shenmue 2 just got kind of ruined. I moved around a lot and stuff, and I just sort of I'm really upset because I did lose it, but Shenmue 2 is one I'm gonna, even if they do the HD releases, I'm gonna buy Shenmue 2 eventually on Dreamcast. It's just, you know, like I said, it's expensive now. If you, I mean, if anyone's free to have a look like how much it is, yeah, it is expensive. I think I'm looking plus more than £100 or to get a Dreamcast version of it now, from what I understand. Last time Hey, so Landy's part of a black market Chinese organisation or Chinese mafia, and we've got to find the sailors now who work in Hong Kong or Shanghai and in port. They know about the Chinese mafia. So I've got to find some sailors. Get the good old line. You can ask people. Go and ask the baker. Excuse me, mate. The fuck is the baker? By the shop. You baker. Tom's also someone who can provide you this. Talk to this guy.
Kurita-san.
Yo, how are
Comes the classic line, guys.
Do you know of any places where sailors hang out?
Sailors come in here sometimes. About their Navy stuff. Usually they try.
Yeah, my Shenmue 2 got in a very poor state, but I'd never know what actually happened to them. I'd like to think I didn't accidentally throw them in the bin or something, but I must have. I don't have it anymore. So this guy actually tells you he hangs out in bars.
Do you know any place where sailors hang out?
Sailors? Yeah, I do. They hang out at bars. They always start street fights when they're drunk, you know. I can't stand them, man.
So, John's done something smart and changed his name to the same as Paddy, so I can't tell. The only thing I can tell is Paddy has his face, so.
Oh well, later.
Classic John. So what we're doing here, we've got to find sailors hang out in bars at night. So it's 1:30 in the afternoon. So I've got a bit of time to kill. I think the first bar I can head into, it opens at 5 PM. It's the place just down here on the right. The bar here. MJQ. I think I need to head there at 5 o'clock, and then I'll get a little cutscene which will move the story on. So I need to kill a bit of time. So My choices are I can do a bit of training, I can go to the arcade and mess around, or I can go in the shop and see if I can win some prizes. I'm looking for the chat to tell me what they want me to do to kill the next free in-game hours on Shenmue. Shall I go to the arcade? Shall I do some training, or shall I head into the shop and see if I can win myself a Sega, a Saturn or something, or some rare stuff. So all I can see now in the chat is a syphilis is no joke. Really, Rob? I just want to say again that it was you switching Paddy and John up, not me. Oh, really? Oh, right. Yeah. I misread the chat, Judith, and now I understand the whole conversation start to finish. So, my sincere apologies and 1,000 pardons and whatevs. John just convinced his own wife that he's Paddy, which, to be fair, knowing your wife, I'm sure she's very, very pleased about that. Paddy's a very beautiful man. I'm not saying that you're not John, but you're an acquired taste. Yeah, do we have any? So Scouse says go win the darts prize. Let's go and do that. Following Scouse orders until 5 PM. Let's see if we can win the dart prize.
Ah, good.
We are off ski to the arcade. Through training. Now they're talking in another language, I believe in French. Little known fact, apart from the fact we probably mention it at least once a week. Paddy, although his name is, relatively Irish, he's actually kind of from Ireland, but not really. From what I understand, he's from France, Switzerland, Portugal, Swaziland, Hanging Gardens of Babylon, and I don't know. I can't think of any. Those are the only places in the whole of time and space that I am aware of. Right, so we're going to try and win the darts. Cola. Yeah. So let's go into U Arcade and see if we can win ourselves the darts, because we've got a bit of time to kill.
Darts.
Between 5 PM.
Game, 100 yen.
So stream-wise, we have 10 people in the stream. So thank you everyone for being here. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm Rob. This is Bards Uncut Gaming. This is our little YouTube channel. We do a bunch of videos and stuff. It'd be cool if you could check them out and stuff. And if you're not a subscriber already and you're enjoying the stream, it would be really, really nice if you could subscribe, because we're only a tiny little channel. Every subscriber we get means the fucking world to us. So,
hey, not too bad.
Hey, not too bad. This music's so cool. I don't know why. Although it will stick in my head all night. Probably follow me straight to bed. Ah, triple one. So John's being a bit racist by saying to Paddy why on St. Patrick's Day is he not pissed, which is racist. You're just assuming he's not pissed. How do you actually know?
Hey, not too bad.
Do not assume his state of sobriety. Rude. Very rude. I'm not doing very well here, guys. I need to get a high score. Might go for the bullseye. I always used to find when I was playing darts, the bullseye was an easier target, but...
Hey, not too bad.
Anton said he was out drinking last night, couldn't do much today on Paddy's Day. But if you were drinking last night, it means you drank through midnight, which means you were pissed on a Paddy's Day. So I think that totally counts.
No, good.
I'm not doing very well here, guys. Bag myself some high score. I'm number one.
No more darts.
Ah, didn't get another round.
Maybe I'll play some more.
How are we doing game time? It's coming up to 3 PM. Got another 2 hours to kill in game time. The only game that I've ever known where you literally have to kill time. A lot of people got frustrated by that, but I quite enjoy it. Makes it quite immersive as an experience, yo. Oh,
hey,
I got bullseye here, bro. Yeah, bro. What am I talking about? I talk in such weird, colourful a language that not representative of my background or my culture. I just seem to try and like, adopt other people's, which I think is actually quite offensive. What am I doing?
Hey, not too bad.
And so it says, well, when you put it like that, yeah, no, no, I think it's fair to say that you were drunk on St. Patrick's Day. You have ticked that box, mate.
So close.
Oh, that, come on, Rob. Pulled it out, son. You need to get some high badass scores on there.
So close.
See, I don't know whether the best thing to do is to wait until it's in the perfect place, or
last one.
Try and throw it to get the time bonus. Could you get the time bonus on? That's it, isn't it? Yeah. Oh,
hey,
what?
Not too bad.
Livid. Livid, mate.
Alright, a free game.
Oh, got the free game, though. Too low.
Hey, not too bad.
Low. Hit that triple 20. What? Go for bullseye.
No good.
That was rubbish, yo.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep up with chat. So, Joseph says you should follow the advice of probably the most annoying phrase ever created, or you do you, which, you know, I do me. I do me very well. Out of everyone, I can do me the best. So I don't know, actually completely know what I was in response to. I don't know if it's in response to someone in chat or... Oh, look at that speedy throw.
Hey, not too bad.
How much do you need to get a prize? I don't actually know.
So this is the last free game.
You know, if this was a real arcade machine, what would stop someone from, when the darts get pumped up, just running away with some free darts?
So close.
You know? Anton says that dart music used to drive me insane. I think I got PTSD. Yeah, it does go on a bit. Especially if you're trying to like put a few games in to get in the high score and stuff. Remember there's a different sorts of darts game at the Harbour on this. Which, I used to enjoy that more because it used to do that more than up and down. It was really weird, but I like it. Oh, look at that. Is that a 50? Ah, 25. Dirtbags. Oh, look at that. That, son. Smashing it now.
This is the last dart. So close.
Nope. But I think I might have got the prize there. But I don't know what the score is you got to beat to get the prize, but I'm pretty sure I've got it.
I'm number one.
I'm number one.
Wow, man, you're pretty good. You won a prize.
Yay.
Here you go.
Prize.
Thanks.
So on most of the games, when you get the real high score, you get a little thing for it. I can't remember. Does anyone know in the chat whether you got a thing on the QTE title? I remember I used to get so real high scores on that. I never got a capsule toy for it. Right, so I've got an hour to kill, guys. What's next? Next bit of training. Try and win myself a Sega Saturn. Need direction, guys, because I am the most indecisive bastard. I can go to the phone and just do some prank phone calls, you know. Try and ring the fire grade, something. So Klaus asked, what's your favourite mini game in Shenmue then? That's tricky. Is it wrong that I really quite like the forklift racing? Is that bad? So Skull says, yeah, he doesn't think you get a capsule toy for the QT title. Because, yeah, I used to get some really insane scores. I used to frazzle out my own mind trying to play it. And I never seemed to get a thing. Did at some point get around to buying all the scrolls in this place as well. Because this place has a lot of fighting scrolls. Which gives you really cool moves and stuff. Anton says the forklift racing or the slot machines. Yeah, I never really got into the slot machines. I don't know why. Like I said, if you know, like Anton, could you win money on that, or was it just a case you're playing for fun? Because so these are the different moves that you can buy. And not many people actually realise about this little shop. Buy different move sets and stuff. Definitely worth spending nearly all of your money in here because moves are actually matter and are cool as fuck.
Yes, thank you very much. This is the Scroll of Secrets. My grandfather said read this in practice and you'll become stronger.
That's my pocket money for the day spent in one fell swoop. Any-san will not be impressed. Really not impressed. So we are waiting until 5 PM until we can go to the MJQ Jazz Bar and cause a ruckus trying to find some goddamn assailers. Which actually, I think this is one of the guy who actually works. Yeah, there. Oh, actually, strange face. So it's just down there. Got another 45 minutes to do. I'm going to try and win some prizes. Oh, hi, buddy. You're where? Win some prizes at the tomato convenience store. Oh, Mel's here. Hey Mel, thanks for dropping in. Really appreciate it. Appreciated. So if you buy any of the kind of useless items in the shop, you get poured into dry, and that's these top three here. Either potato chips, chocolate, or caramel. I'm gonna buy myself some bad man potato chips.
May I help you?
Planet Max says, "Oh my god, I can't believe I've never noticed the move shop before. It's great." I know. It was only a few years after I first played through this that I actually realised there was a whole shop with moves in it. There's also one in Shenmue 2 as well, which I found. Which hopefully when I get round to that. If I win a prize, no prize. So yeah. Also, Planet Max, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, man. Really appreciate it. And yeah, the move shop is a very handy thing. Eventually, when you get a bit more money, I think when you get the money for the trip to Hong Kong, that's when I usually buy all the moves and stuff. So you can usually afford it then.
Draw a ticket, please.
And we're going to see if we're going to win a prize. Aww.
Especially since you bought merchandise.
Especially since you bought merchandise. So I get no prize because I never understood that line. Especially, is that on anyone who's a Shenmuer in this chat have? So Anton adds the slots use your real money at first, which convert to credits, and you win credits only if you go below 0 credits and top up with monies. As a realism, in Scoutsmouse talking about the stalls in Shenmue 2, where you can get jobs at the stalls to earn a bit more money, and you basically get earned on you basically earn a commission on it. You only earn money if you make a profit. On a game that's purely based on chance, it's ridiculous. Right, so we're nearing 5 PM now, so we're gonna go to the MJQ Jazz Bar and get down with the noise. I don't know. Let's just see how it goes. Nearing 5 PM. What I remember, you go in this place at 5 PM, and I think it's the pool bit where you can do play a little bit of pool. Which I very rarely, this shot that usually have to in this scene you have to make this pool shot in a trick shot, and if open at 7.
Yes.
I'm going to the wrong place, aren't I? It's not this bar.
Who is it? I'm sorry, we don't open till 7.
Alright, keep your wig on.
Come to drink here?
Those guys usually come around 9 PM. Why don't you come back
Bar
then?
Yokozuka, that's it.
Thanks.
That's where I need to go. Although I'm a bit worried, I might have just found out the information that I need. Oh no, didn't get a flash on the notepad. Went to the wrong place, guys.
Excuse me.
If it's
Oi.
gonna take time, come over to the bar.
I will.
Bye for now.
Goodbye.
Ghostman says that 13 viewers. Yeah, it's really nice of people to drop in. I think this is a great game, though. It's not me that's selling it. It's the game. Mel says she misses playing this game.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I don't, because I'm fortunate enough that I own it. So
I can't serve you
don't know if
alcohol,
I'm
but, have a
rubbing
seat.
it in. I feel like I am.
Thanks.
How about a cola?
How about
Sure.
a cola? Rio's so cool. Look, flashing down there, a cola.
So,
He drinks them really quick as well. If I drank a can of cola as fast as he did, I would probably throw up.
Do you know any places where sailors
You know,
like to
everywhere.
hang out around here?
you say sailors, but you don't mean just any sailor, do you?
Anton says she's
Right.
saucy. Yeah,
Try
yeah,
the
that.
MJQ Jazz Bar or Heartbeats Bar.
Okay.
Is that where they go?
But you best be
So it's the
careful.
MJQ
I hear
Jazz
they
Bar.
run
We got a
with
hit now
Dangerous crowd.
at
Any
7
guys
p.m.
with tattoos on their arms?
You'll probably find guys like that there.
That's all right.
We got to find guys with tattoos on their arm.
Hi, Rio.
Akemi-san.
Can anyone explain who this person is? Because each time this game plays, I talk to this woman and she says hi.
You need to go home now.
And I
He
never
may
really
sound
understand
worried, you know.
what
Alright.
her dig is. Used to sort of creep me out a little bit when I was 13, 14 playing this. Creepy woman. Mel says she had this game on her Dreamcast, but gave it to gave the Dreamcast to her nephew, which is really nice actually. You know, you got to hand these bits and pieces down. You know, hand down the legacy, if you will, to the youth. So we've got another bit of time to kill until 7 p.m. until the jazz bar opens up. He was quite negative about having tattoos on his arms. I think it's actually Rio who sort of. I don't know whether tattoos were like quite a unseen thing in Japan in the 80s. I mean, I assume not because of the Yakuza and things like that, but they're very much seen as, it's very similar to the West actually, very much seen as association with thugs and stuff. So I'm gonna practice some moves up until 7 p.m. Get him trained up on his
Maybe I
elbow
can
assault.
practice here. Think I'll warm up a bit.
Mel says all these women are about
Okay,
Rio. Yeah, Rio has none of it. His eyes are only on a vengeance and apparently capsule toys. That's all he cares about. There we go. There's our little move. Run, Rio. I like this one as well. The cross arm assault. That move. I realise I'm not talking now. I'm just getting so into the practice. Girl says, no surprise, Rio is a handsome chap. Judith adds she is such a thug, which I actually thought that. I've been talking to Judith now for. She's been a great supporter of this channel and our work, and she's been brilliant. But I've always thought she's a bit of a thug. And Anton adds, Rio be like, I can't be a player when I'm trying to find my father's the killer, which is true. You know, there's a time and a place, and it's not now. You know. Well, we've done a bit of training, and Mel said he's about to go second on and so forth. Oh, I haven't done sleeve strike yet, or rain thrust. Maybe I should get on that. I'll do them next time. A Megumi, what the part of town? Go and look after the cat. Never knew that she actually come to this part of town. That was the girl who was worried about the cat at the very start of the game. If you remember that, guys, you've been paying attention. There'll be a test at the end. Gonna have a chinwag with Tom. See what he's up to.
Tom. Hi-dio.
Adio.
Do you know any place where sailors hang out?
Already asked him this.
Sailors? Yeah, I do. They hang out at bars. They always start street fights when they're drunk, you know. I can't stand them, man.
Accent is just
Which
unbelievable.
bar do they hang out at?
I don't know. I'm broke. I can't afford to drink.
Here's a
Oh well. Later.
here's a question for you guys. Who's your favourite NPC in Shenmue? This is directed at the Shenmue players in the chat. Who's your favourite NPC? The non-Rio character. And it's like she's stomping around town like fuck the cat. Yeah, she seems to be there at the start of the game. Then beyond that, she don't give a fuck. She's just walking around doing what the hell she wants. I best not spend any more money on prizes. I'm going to keep my money. That's why I was doing a bit of practice, because it's one of the very few things you can do in Shenmue that doesn't cost anything. Someone got times a guy who appears here asks you to buy him a can of Coke. Well, he doesn't ask you. He just hints really like heavily. That annoys me. He stands here. He goes, "Oh, I'm really thirsty, but I have no change." And it's just like he puts you in that place, which I really don't like. Anton says Joy. Yeah, I do like Joy. Joy. I mean, and Scousmans has Landy. Landy's a good choice as well. He's a great menacing character. Who I think the thing that's great about Landy is you don't see a Landy much, which kind of makes him quite enigmatic. Yeah, that word. Makes him quite like that. So yeah, we're almost at 7 o'clock, guys. I'll stop running around randomly in a moment. Let's go and talk to the guy at the burger stand. The one thing that this game could have added in for a little bit of extra realism is Rio never seems to eat, drink, or poo, which I don't know. I feel like they should have added that. They're like striving for so much realism, and I know like this game had enough scale to it anyway. Didn't need anything else added to it, but for its time. But you know, this man essentially goes through his life wearing the same clothes every day, never washing, showering, pooing, eating, drinking. He is but a cyborg. I think, hopefully, in Shenmue 3, it's revealed all along. Rio is actually a mutant cyborg put in place by the Chinese government to spy on the Japanese, and when he retreats into the mountains of Guilin, China aren't very happy about it because obviously it's supposed to be in and spy. I don't know. I've lost track of this narrative, but obviously you can pitch it to a bunch of writers who I'm sure will workshop it around and come back with something absolutely flawless. What am I talking about? Right, let's get on with this scene then. Scott, he likes the woman from the travel agency who's just has the best customer service skills in the world. So yeah, in the chat as well, did anyone actually manage to? Did anyone ever make this a pull shot? I think I've made it like once or twice.
Yeah? What?
And it's such a wasted scene because you don't need to do it, but I just like to try it.
Why don't you ask them yourself? But don't start anything.
Because you can, I think you can literally go to the other bar and start off the cutscene there. But I don't know. I always like to try and see if I can do this.
Hey, the kid's saying something.
Are you guys sailors?
Could be.
Hey kid.
You know what? If I was trying to find sailors, I'd go to the harbour.
Game.
You sink the
Look
ball
for
in
someone who's
one
wearing
shot,
like a wee
you
hat.
win. And I'll answer your questions.
Who are sailor?
But you miss, I win. Buy me a bourbon. Okay?
Anton says same plaster on the face every day. He has the same plaster on his face every day. I don't know what the plaster's for. Does anyone remember? I mean, well, I've had it explained to me before what the plaster on Rio's face is for. I can't remember. Does anyone else remember what the plaster was for? Right, so we've got to try and pot this ball with these sort of imprecise pull controls. So are we going to try the double, or are we going to try the fine cut? I have no idea. This is pretty tense, guys. Always screw this up. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with that, guys. I'm going to go with it. Go on, son. Go on. Oh. Womp womp. I thought, for the stream, I might have been able to do that.
Thanks, kid.
Now, I give him 1,000 of my yens.
Set him up.
That's 2 days worth of pocket money there. Any son would not be impressed. Get home and kick my bleeding. Another bar. I remember when I first played this game, it took me bloody ages like to find this bit, find this bar, but it's down a little alleyway just down here. Paddy's pulling a sad face, or a more frustrated. Looks like a pooing face. Me actually, someone's having a poop. These guys appear over and over throughout this game. These are your typical fodder blokes.
Get out of my way.
What? Go home.
Oh, missed it. Ball it back though.
Hey, you.
The B&A is getting very confusing. So obviously A on an Xbox green, so when it flashes up red, I'm well confused. I'm thinking I need to press B. Really confused. All about the colours. You know, like when you do those IQ tests or those test things, it's, you know, it puts up a word which is a colour, so it will say blue, like BLUE, but the colour of the font will be red, and you've got to say the colour it is, not the colour it says. It's so bloody hard.
There you go. Milk's perfect for a schoolboy, I'd say.
Call me what? Call me a schoolboy?
Guys sailors? Maybe. I'm looking for sailors who work with Chinese ships.
What are you, some kind of TV detective or something? Back
I love this guy's hat.
You little punk. You looking for some of this?
Yeah, throw you over the bar, son. Having none of it.
Stupid.
Kicked him over the bar, you know.
That's enough.
Anton says the blonde guy is such a Chad.
I'm looking for info about a Chinese cartel.
Being from Liverpool, we once had John Parrott come round our house when we were selling it.
In return, you don't show your
I know who John Parrott is. Scousemates, obviously only snooker fans will get that reference or know who he is. Yeah, there you go. I used once to rent a flat from a Premier League footballer. I can't remember his name. Oh no, he wasn't Premier League, he was Championship, I think. He played for Barnsley at the time. Robbie Kozlok. He was my landlord, that was cool. I don't know if I should have name dropped him, but there you go. The blonde guy is such a Chad. What's a Chad? I don't know what a Chad is, but I like it. As an insult. I'm going to start using it at people at the street. Oi, you fucking Chad. Place near here are called, well, it's called a Chaddiston, but I go to it as Chad. That's what I think of. Judith Westman says Chad is such a fuckboy name. It is. Oh, so the blonde guy is such a Chad, and now I understand. Judith seemed to understand what you were trying to put across in that sentence, but obviously I'm not as smart. So we've got trying to find a guy named Charlie who wears sunglasses and a tattoo on his arm. Those are the clues, which you'd think would be a lot of people, but apparently in the world of Shenmue, there's only one person.
Don't overdo it.
I love that line. I don't know if you heard that there, but he's like, "Do you feel any better now?" I was like, "Yes, I feel so much better." Under a delivery from that line. This guy actually tells you about Charlie, but your first time you talk to him, he's like, "Are you okay?" But if you run away and come back to him,
Ono-san.
Hey, Ryo!
tells you about Charlie. There you go.
Do you know a guy named Charlie?
Little tip.
Charlie?
You know him?
He's such a poser. Thinks riding a hog makes
Scousemaster, Ed, see, this is how you do QTE well. I've got no interest in just dull QTEs and other games where there's no time pressure. Yeah, QTEs in this, especially towards the end of the second game, even the end of this one, they get challenging as hell. And we've got Alistair. Alistair disappeared for us. How's it going, Ali? Ali, Pally, Wally? If I was a frat boy, I'd definitely be a Chad. Yeah. I feel like I was, in fact, I was shocked when I first met you, and I found out your name was not Chad. I was like, what? You're such a fucking Chad, Al. Swear to God. So we have currently have 12 people in the stream. I just want to say thank you for everyone for coming along. Appreciate everyone who's chatting with me in the chat. I always like talking to people. If you're one of the people who's watching the chat but not chatting, feel free to chat, but you don't have to chat, because if you don't want to chat, then you don't have to chat. So chat or not chat, it's up to you guys. But yeah, it's really nice to talk to people. So if you wanna say hello, or if you just enjoy watching, I'll try and read out as much as I can that's happening in chat, and keep everyone informed. So it's gone 8 past at night, so I'm gonna end this day. Ediem. I'm gonna Ganiem, which they say in I don't know if that's Scotland or Newcastle. I'm Ganiem, which means going home in either Scotland or Newcastle. I can't remember when. Gauss Mouse asks, Rob, do you think if Ali did an OLR of this game, he'd still get sub 25%? It's weird because how do you? Because like the thing we do with One Life Review, I don't know if the other two guys are that hot on it, but I try and be really careful about what is a death in One Life Review, because I'd argue when Rio gets beaten in a QTE or something, never really see him die, so he doesn't actually die, so it's not a death, and it's really weird. We try and be very careful about the games we pick and choose ones where it's very clear cut that your character dies. But it is one of those things. Shenmue's one of those ones where I think, would it ever work on One Life Review? Because if you fail a QTE, you get beaten up and knocked to the floor, so you technically haven't lost a life. Anyway, that's a conversation that I could probably take up the whole stream with. But as I was saying, yeah. Anton says, pretty sure it's Newcastle, folks. I'm Scottish, yeah. Apologies if I offended you by trying to I lump you in with the dirty English. So would I be right in thinking that the Scots have somewhat of a more affectionate feeling towards the Geordies, or is it just the fact that anyone south of the border is an absolute arsehole? I have no idea. Oh my God, did you say Brown's face? Browns? Who's Brown? Oh right, Alistair and John are now having a chat about rugby in the chat. Which a fun fact about rugby, I was listening to Radio 5 Live the other day, which I often do, and they were talking about the Six Nations, talking about it for a while, and I was so bored of it, I turned over to Radio 4 where they're talking about interior design. I actually found it a little bit more interesting. I mean, you know, I think as Scouse Mouse says a few times, different strokes for different folks, but I don't know. Rugby's always been a bit for me. This ain't my ting, bruh. So we've got to go to Secura in the jacket shop. Let's go and to Secura-san, the jacket shop, and get ourselves some more money.
I should be grateful.
You should be. Get free money. Go around and investigate. Yeah, there's a lot of chat. I mean, Alice is just putting a bit there about something that happened in the rugby. I do know that England Ireland played, probably. And that's where Al went, because I very much doubt he travelled to Italy or something. So every day I usually go around the back of the dojo, check on stuff, see how it's going. Sometimes you get a training thing, sometimes you don't. I think the first training I think you get is actually after you meet Charlie and you agree to meet him in the morning. So yeah, I remember trying to find Charlie bit can get a little bit tedious. You got to ask around a few people and it gets a little just. You get into a couple of fights through. I don't know. Every time I used to play this game, I used to get really excited when it was building up towards a good fight. Yeah, here we go. A new day, a new Shenmue. Still talking about the rugby, guys. Mars stream. And you know what? If you want to talk about the rugby, man, you guys talk about the rugby. That's absolutely fine, bro. Don't have any a cat food. Scoutsman says, do you have a footy team you support even if you're not a hardcore fan? Yeah, I'd suppose if anyone was to ask me what football team I support, I'd say I like Ipswich Town. Due to the fact I was born there, so you know, I don't have that kind of thing where I choose the team that I want to support. It's kind of, you know, from birth sort of thing. Oh, we're gonna get in a fight now. Someone's gonna attack Nozomi in the park. Our first actual. There's two sort of different ways of fighting in this game. There's like the freestyle fighting, and then there's like the QTE fighting. We've done a couple of QTE fights. So this is the first.
Well, aren't we brave?
Free that fight.
You must
Free
not
fight.
know who we are, eh?
I don't care who you think you are. You can't threaten little kids.
But yeah, football team, I like Ipswich Town if I was to say I support a team, but I live too far away from it to follow them in a way that, you know, championship teams are hard to follow unless you go up and do some reading. Premiership teams are easy, you just watch a match of the day each week, you've got a general rough idea of what's going on. But man, you know what I always liked about Nozomi? Her jumper looks pretty damn warm. I'd wear the shit out of that, I swear. He's got a clocker in the face.
What? Are you looking for a fight?
Anytime.
Rio don't.
Were you?
Why are you? Classic. Beat up this guy in the face. Run! I don't know how to do the fighting on this. One down. Oh, you can headbutt the crap out of me. Get up, Rio. Oh, it's going to be interesting. He's getting a fair a bit on me here. Classic move. Classic Rio move. Elbow to the back of your head. We're here for you, Jan. And then he plays that to John.
Stay away from her, understood?
He only refers to himself as John, Jan on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But if you refer to him as John over the weekends and the other days of the week, he would prefer that. Scouts asked if they made HD re-releases of these games, is there anything you would want changed at all, if you could pick anything? I mean, I'd like for them to tighten up the controls a little bit. Like, playing them now, it does feel a little bit sluggish to control. And I'd quite like for them to offer, you know, the choice of having either Japanese or English voice actors. Because I'd love to play the first Shenmue, as much as the game has its appeal with its sort of poorly delivered voice acting. I'd still like to play it in Japanese. Planet Max adds he's really looking forward to the HD remakes of Shenmue 1 and 2. Personally, I think I'm looking forward to it a little bit more than he's looking forward to the release of Shenmue 3, which actually, you know, I don't think I'm totally with you, but I get your point. Like, at least with Shenmue 1 and 2, you know what you're going to get. This guy, right? This guy. Though, seriously though, he needs to learn to take some change around of him. A number of times he asks you to buy him a can of Coke.
Thirsty. I want a drink, but I don't have any change.
Oh, womp womp. See, if someone in real life asked me like that, I'd be like, oh, that's a shame, isn't it? Someone literally just turn around and say, oh, do you mind buy me a drink? I don't have any a change on me. Not a problem. Don't skirt around the issue, you absolute knob cheat.
Let's see.
So Paddy as Hola Carlos, donde está el estación de bombarderos? Which you know what, I wholeheartedly agree, and my retort would be about 12 of them or so.
Here.
There you go. I bought him a Coke. That's what he deserves.
You've made my day.
John's response. Oh, okay.
A little.
Scouse message said, I always gave that guy a drink. Was there any purpose to it? I'm not sure. The only one time it comes in handy is when you need to get that Chinese a letter translated, and you come to him and you buy him a drink, and then during this scene you ask him about the letter. Now I'm wondering. I'm the same. I always say yes. I don't have the heart to say no, but I wonder if you say no, it just stops a cutscene appearing, so you won't get the support when you get to that point in the game. I don't know, and you have to find a different way. I believe you can find out through a little girl whose grandmother works at the China shop or something, who's Chinese girl that you save the soccer ball. Right. So what are we doing? We are going to talk to Yura's son at the jacket shop, which can always be weird because normally when you go and talk to someone at a jacket shop, you talk to them and then it gives you the next bit in the notebook. As Sakura's son, I believe. No, I believe it's this guy here, but he doesn't really seem to progress you anymore. The only one that I know is you go to a place called Nagai Industries. I don't fully remember. So there's a bunch of people now talking Spanish in the chat. Which
wears a black leather jacket, sunglasses, and has a tattoo.
Yeah,
I see that guy.
They're not actually Spanish guys.
Always ragging my merchandise, like he'd ever buy anything.
Let's see if this guy's know about anything about Charlie.
When does this Charlie come around?
He usually heads over this way after hitting the jacket shop. You know, man. Guys like that almost always look around.
What I understand, the jacket shop is the water drift store a bit further down. I think this is the jacket shop. I mean, it's got a bunch of jackets around.
Excuse me. Hey, I'm looking
a bit
for a guy named Charlie.
He tells you he comes around at night.
What's he like? He always wears a black leather jacket and sunglasses. Has a
so
tattoo on his
there's
arm.
a good chance, guys, that it's 10:30. And I may have to spend the whole day hanging around until it's night.
He knows what he's talking about. Oh, he's showing off his tattoo.
I see. About that guy with the tattoo?
Yeah, he came by 4 or 5 days ago. Ugly as the worst sin. Oh, he's showing off his tattoo. What a loser.
Know where I can find him?
Nah, I wouldn't know, and don't care. Sorry, I can't be of more help.
I see.
Right, so that is not helpful at all. Someone who tells you comes around at night. Always, I admit this is the one bit in the game I always get a little bit like, wait, do we do it again? Because there's a tattoo parlor that you eventually get told to go to, but that's only after you trigger a fight that happens by the arcade. And that can only happen at night, but I'm just wondering if there's any other steps I would need to do between now and then to do that. Because I've talked to the guy at the jacket shop, if that is the guy, proper guy at the jacket shop. He never says his name, and he say you got to talk to a Taishida-san at the jacket shop. But so there's another place here, but this is obviously Jean's.
Excuse me.
Oh, hello.
Do you know a guy called Charlie?
Charlie?
He wears a black leather jacket, sunglasses, and has a tattoo.
I really don't know. I'm sorry.
I see.
Nope, you don't know who the fuck Charlie is. Any suggestions of who to talk to about Charlie? I'm trying to remember exactly who the next person is. I mean, like I said, I'm pretty sure the way it goes now is at 7 PM you walk past your arcade, it will trigger a fight. But you need to be told he hangs out nearby, down by U Arcade. This guy knows what he's about.
Yes.
Do you know a man named Charlie?
Charlie?
More of an embroidery shop.
Charlie Chaplin, but he's no longer with us. I assume you mean someone local?
Yes, someone alive and from around here.
I was obviously not referring to Charlie Chaplin. I don't know why you'd think that.
No idea.
I see.
You are f***ing useless. What are we gonna do? Where do we find Charlie? He tells us that we come down near the arcade area. Give this old.
Yamagishi-san.
Oh, it's you, Leo.
Do you know a man named Charlie?
Charlie.
Oh, I can try Tom.
What does he look like? He wears a black leather jacket, sunglasses, and has a tattoo on his arm.
Ask Tom.
I wouldn't know anyone of such dubious appearance.
Sorry,
yeah?
Don't be
About
the
that
judgmental.
Charlie guy?
Was he somehow involved in your father's murder?
I don't know yet.
Is that so?
Thanks for the advice, mate. Yeah, let's go and talk to Tom. See if Tom shed any light on this. Like I said, I think it's a case from now, we're literally getting time until 7 PM.
Tom,
Hi-dio!
I'm looking for a guy named Charlie. Do you know him?
It's the baker, isn't it? Yeah, maybe it is.
He wears sunglasses,
a Planet
black leather
Max.
jacket, and has a
I'm gonna-
tattoo on his arm.
No,
With
I
baker,
don't
so I'll
know
try him next.
man.
Thank you, Planet Max. I literally had forgotten who's the next person to butter up. Although, like, the thing it tells you in the notepad is he doesn't give you any more details, which I always find a bit weird.
Gomina-san,
Hi. What can I get you?
do you know a guy named Charlie?
Charlie. Never heard of him.
He's got a tattoo on his arm.
Nah, I don't think
It's
I
not the
know
baker.
him.
I see.
Not the
Hey,
baker.
Ryo.
Oh.
Are you hungry? I got some fresh loaves of bread, hot from the oven.
Rio
No, thanks.
never eats,
Maybe
mate.
next time.
Okay.
Remember that. Alright, it's not the baker. I'm gonna talk to this guy again.
Excuse
No,
me.
he's-
Huh?
That guy with the tattoo on his arm?
He was here. He came around 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
4 or 5 days ago. Killing time until the bars open. What an ass.
I see.
There we go. That's what we're looking for. Now I come round here at about 7ish, and it should trigger a cutscene. I just didn't talk to him. What are your top 3 bands or singers? Just go with what comes to mind. That's a good question. Top 3 bands. I really like OK Go because of their videos. I think they're great to watch. Pink Floyd and I don't know. Third one is you're gonna have to let me think on it because you know there's 101 racing in my head, and I'll think of one, and then I'll think of one that I prefer to it. Judith adds Ed Sheeran all-time low, Rise Against, and Don't Judge. I assume Don't Judge is you and not a band, although it probably is a band. Don't Judge. Scoutman's going with David Bowie, Billy Joel, and Metallica. A Bethesda should take a page from AM2's dev team on how to design faces so they don't look all the same. Yeah, I absolutely agree. They really should. Like, one thing is, you know, you can say what you want about Shenmue, but you can't ignore that. Like, this game was made in, like, this game come out in 1999, man. And to look the way it does, 99, I still think now is like incredible. Right, arcade machine. Which arcade machine are we going to hit up next? I think we got some requests for Hang On earlier, so I'm going to have a go on Hang On, see how far I can get on there. Spending games goes with Alter Bridge. Oh, Alter Bridge, I haven't listened in fucking years. Jesus Christ, that's bringing back flooding memories. Chris Jericho, David Bowie.
One game, 100 yen.
Game 100 yen, let's do it.
I'll try it.
Probably go with the Rolling Stones as my last one. Yeah, Pink Floyd, Stones, and okay, go. Alice has gone for Blue, J. Cole, and a bit of Enrique, which, you know what? You didn't even need to say that. Like, we already do that now. Hang on. Hang on. I used to have this game. I actually got this game down there on the Mega Drive. I've got, well, I don't have Hang On itself. I've got, like, the bundle that had Hang On out of it. It's like a Mega Games bundle that had a few different games on it. This in some sort of a Bejeweled-y sort of game. Ah, racing games were so crap. I mean, this is cool, like, Don't get me wrong, this was a good racing game for its time, but you know what? It's just... Oh, going too fast, Rob. No. Let's take that corner spot on. There we go. Uh-oh. No, we're alright, we're alright. We're alright, yo. And then some time in the arcade. Hang out with the guys. So, what I reckon I'm going to do, guys and girls and ladies, is I'm going to play a bit in the arcade, and I'm taking suggestions about how people want me to kill my time up until 7 PM. So there's a bunch of activities you can do in Shenmue. You've already seen a few of them. You can, you know, go and mess around in the arcade. You can try and win prizes. You can do some training, or you can head into the slot machine place. Which we had someone in the chat earlier. I think it was Aaron, but I don't want to assume it was, saying that you know, that's their favourite part, is actually messing around in the slot machines. But I never really got it. I'd probably enjoy it if there was an element of being able to win money out of it, but you just sort of play slots for fun, which you know, the only appeal surely of a slot machine is the chance to win something, you know. So I never really got the slot machines like on this on this game. So and my time is not very good here, but good. Like in the, don't know if you guys remember, but in the second game you could play on the other Yu Suzuki game, Outrun. I want to say, is it Outrun? The one with a convertible red car and the blonde woman and the bloke inside it. I think it was Outrun. Yeah, it's interesting. I just sort of glanced in the comments. Someone mentioned there about these games are weird, that it's the road that seems to move, not the vehicle, which I absolutely agree. It's how they used to make them, isn't it? It's like if you actually watch the screen, the person, you don't really move from that fixed point in the middle, and when you turn, it just moves the screen along with you. Wop wop. Don't think we're getting past this. Judy Fast is a Taylor more of a boy's girl or a girl's name? If someone said to me, "Oh, my mate, a Taylor is coming along," I'd probably think a girl. In my mind, I'd jump and assume it's a girl. Don't know why. I'd assume their gender, which is, you know what? There's lots of people crack on about assuming genders. You know what? We didn't do very well there. Although on a One Life review, I got over 50% through the game there, so we can totally bag that. Anton adds, do you remember playing Outrun down at the bowling lane? Yeah, I used to play Outrun. My dad used to go to this a social pub club thing every Saturday and take me with him, and he used to have this little arcade room and had Outrun in there. Outrun and a bobble, I think. Right, so I think we're done in the arc. I think we've done the arc.
What do you want?
I want to ask you something.
So, you think you got what it takes to fight me, huh?
What is people so rude and...
Kiss off, punk.
Kiss off, punk. Ah. They just couldn't do it, could they? They're so close. Mel adds Tay is a girl's name. Skalkme says he assumed that the name Taylor would be a boy. And he thinks it was what name of one of the sons in Home Improvement with Tim Allen. Did you ever play on the game? Home Improvement, a game? I want to say it was on the SNES. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Could have well been on the Mega Drive as well, but I seem to remember it more as a SNES game than a Mega Drive game. Okay, let's on the back of what someone said, let's try out the slot, see if I can give it another go. Believe this is it's a slots here. I never really got the slot place. Okie dokie. So, slots.
20 tokens for 100 yen.
You see, so you get 20 tokens for 100 yen.
I'll play it once. How
But
many will I use?
You can't change the tokens then back for real money. I don't think. I've never, or even if you can, I couldn't find where to do that. Right. Go with five win lines. Come on, guys. Win some badass tokens. No, don't win anything. Spin that shit. Oh, you can choose to pull it as well. There you go. Is that a win? No. Let's put in some bets. Pull that shit. Sorry, Mel is off. Yeah, cheers for coming down, Mel. Scouse Mouse adds, he imagines that the home improvement game I'm referring to come out on the SNES, but he's not sure. Well, and Scouse also agrees he never really got the slot place either. Yeah, I'm sort of doing it now. Let's see if I can sort of win something and then try and take it out. Oh, won some stuff. Not much, like. Started with 100. We're on a roll now. 2 minutes and Rob has turned into a degenerate or gambler. I'd argue that I already was, but I just didn't know that I was until I started spinning this. So yeah, just an update on the stream. So at the minute we've got 14 people so far. We're about 2 hours into the stream, 2 hours into the game. Hope people are enjoying it. If you are, a bit of a cheeky ask if you sort of enjoy it and sort of having a nice time. It'd be nice if you hit that little a subscribe button for us. Like I said, if anyone remembered, we are a very tiny, very tiny channel, and you know what? As much as all these other channels have their thousands and thousands of subscribers, we only have a few, and every time that we get one, it is genuinely makes us really happy. And that's, you know, you can go about your life by clicking something that makes someone that happy, and if you don't do that, then you're just a bad person. You're not a bad person. I'd rather you not subscribe if you don't enjoy our shit, so whatever. Al adds Rob can walk away whenever he wants, just after this next bet. Must win all the tokens. And then Anton adds, I think his addictive personality was nurtured at this place. I'm right thinking, Anton, it was you earlier that said that you used to spend all your time here in the slots. We still have a fair amount of time. This is the one thing I was worried about when I sort of come to streaming Shenmue, the first game, because in the second game you can skip through time. You can, you know, head to the place that you need to be, and it says, oh, you don't need to be here till later on. Do you want to skip forward time? And you can. Whereas this game, you just don't have that option. If you need to go somewhere, you know, the next thing you need to do is at 7 p.m. Maybe even Rio is starting to tell me now.
That's enough for now.
No, I'm out. So now I've got 50 tokens. Can I talk to this guy and go, can I change my tokens back into real money?
Excuse me.
Yes? What can I help you with?
I'd like to ask you something.
About what?
Have you ever heard of a guy named
Oh no,
Charlie?
she just asked about
Charlie?
Charlie.
No idea.
There you go. No idea. You got these little machines that seem to be exchanging machines, but you can't. Can you press them? Got really excited there. I saw an A, but I think it was that woman. I'll talk to her.
Excuse me.
What's she saying?
What is it?
I'm looking for a man named Charlie.
All he does is
Charlie?
who he cares about. Sweet revenge.
Have you been here before?
I don't know.
But I do think it's really cool that on each line of inquiry they give. It must have took so long to script all this. Obviously, each individual NPC has their own responses to most of the dialogue options.
Sir?
Yes?
I can hold your leftover coins for you.
Fuck you. These are my coins. What is that?
Thank you very much.
How awfully rude. I think that's really rude. But yeah, So we've got another 4 hours to kill in Shenmue time. It'd be really good. It'd be really nice if I can get to the end of disc 1 on this stream. But I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that. You got a day where you have a fight later on. Then the next day you spend a lot of time trying to find the Guy Industries. Then from there they tell you where Charlie is at the something like that. It's very very odd. The paths and routes they take you to. Ooh, bit of frame rate drop there. Bless old little Dreamcast. So Al adds he needs to start looking for a Molly, then it would become a more interesting game. And Paddy adds, and a friend Mary Jane. I have no idea what either of you two are talking about. I generally don't. Believe Bethesda learned something from this game in terms of dynamic NPCs. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I imagine this game was like very much in terms. I mean, there's even stuff around the way they compress the information and stuff like outside of the what you can see in terms of the gameplay. They made huge breakthroughs on compressing down a data for this game, which I knew was a big leap forward in the gaming terms and helped out a lot of things outside of Shenmue. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, you know, if a Bethesda are directly influenced by this game in terms of, like you say, the dynamicness of all the NPCs outside of the ones that are walking around. Like if I ask this guy, he'll have his own, I assume, some sort of response for Charlie. Everyone's got their own name, they've got their own routine, they start work at the same time each day, they finish work, and I think different days of the work they do stuff.
A black leather jacket and sunglasses, and I hear he's got a tattoo on his arm.
Oh, you mean...
You know him?
Oh, this guy actually knows him.
I just hear rumors. Word is he's a pretty nasty piece of work. Not the type you want to get involved with.
I see.
What's the hardest game you've ever played? And do you have the honour of saying you've beaten Mike Tyson? Mr. No, I have never beat Mike Tyson, unfortunately. Really should try and do it one day. I've never really given it a really good go. I played it a lot when I was younger, but I've never really given it a proper good go, so I really should try to. I'm gonna have a walk up here, see if we... So, I would be really curious. Like I said, if anyone who's a bit of a Shenmuer in this stream, in this chat, in this thing, has any ideas or think if there's any cutscenes or events that I miss, let us know. They say head down there and you'll get a new thing that I've never seen before. That'd be really cool because I'm sure there's loads of scenes on this game I'm still yet to see. I think I've seen a lot of them, a lot of the different ones. You know, I've done a lot of the Nozomi ones you can do if you go home at a certain. Oh. Now this, here, for example, this is a scene. I don't know what happened. You're going to teach me a move? Wasn't expecting this. Oh, he's got... I have to admit, I don't remember this scene. What's the hardest game you've ever played?
What are you doing here?
I was having a drink with your father.
Yeah, I'm not a glutton of a punishment, so I don't
You may not believe
really have ones where I sit there and go, God, that was a really, really hard game that I struggled with. If I'm struggling with something too much, I just generally get bored and move on to something else. Probably say like hardest one that I probably have completed is something like a Mega Man 2 or 3, you know, early Mega Man games. That was pretty bloody hard. Iron Palm, the old man. Oh, right, so this is Anton. This is what you're talking about. The Iron Palm.
Huh? Watch.
Like I said, it does seem a little bit familiar, but not a scene I often come across this one. Yeah, I've seen that move before, but I'll add all games are difficult for him, which, you know, that's not new. We all know that stuff, you know.
What move is that?
It's an ancient technique that I once taught to Iwao.
Iwao didn't think to pass it on to his son, though, did he? God.
Martial arts masters
Greedy Iwao.
Techniques.
Playing Yakuza 0. What actually inspired me to actually do this, actually, I've been playing Yakuza 0 on the PS4. A lot of people see Yakuza as kind of like the spiritual sister series to Shenmue. And I never really played it before, and I've been playing it, and there is so many little Shenmue references that I can see in there. It's really nice. Like, I don't know if it's a reference to Shenmue, but there's a bridge in Yakuza 0 I noticed last night called Iwao Bridge, which is the name of Ryo's father. Right, what's he doing? Because I actually need to learn how to pull this move off.
Take one step forward. Build up your energy, then strike with your arms and legs at the same time.
I think I have learned this move, and I always go with the twin palm thing instead.
Quickly shift your weight forward.
Oh, Anton says the iron palm. Oh, no, I know what you're on about. Is the iron palm you learn on the second game where you got to hit the tree? I don't like that move. I'm not using that. I'm going to use the cross palm thing. I much prefer that move. When in the game, they played Mega Man 1 for the first time a week ago. Yeah, it's good fun. I bought the Mega Man Legacy collection on the Xbox a couple of years ago, and I played through 2 and 3. I really enjoy the music on Mega Man 2. Absolutely brilliant. It just floors me every time.
It's a very powerful technique, and
well, I'm not using it, mate.
The blow can be felt even through armor. Do you want to practice some more?
I've always thought about the back of Ryo's a jacket, which I know it's not. It's a tiger with its claw out, which is supposed to be really, really cool. But I always think it's like a weird a tiger pig over udders. That claw, I always see it as udders. It looks like I always refer to it as the tiger pig jacket. And Anton says yes, the second game, yeah, the iron palm all man. Yeah, I have to admit, I've seen me learning that move before, but I don't do that every time. I don't know what the conditions are for triggering it, whether you just got to come at this sort of time. Double blow, I'm not going to keep double blow. Fuck your realm. Double blow. So I reckon when I get to the end of this day, I'm probably going to call it a day on this stream and carry on with this game on the next stream that I do. I'll keep everyone who's subscribed or part of our Discord or on our Facebook informed as to when that will be, because I am very keen on actually getting through this whole game, which I know large parts of it very well. There are a few bits where I probably just need to remind myself on what to do to get to the next point. I've made a few missteps here and there throughout this playthrough. I think one day, I mean obviously not straight away after this, I think one day I'd like to have a go at a speed run. I think I could, if I planned a track, I reckon I could get a pretty good time on it. But again, I'd be interested to see what the speed world records are, because I reckon they'll be around 10 hours. I'm going to buy a couple more scrolls whilst we're waiting. A couple more move scrolls. Oh dear. If Scouse Mouse adds, what you want is a blow that can be felt through armor. That's true. Ooh, I have to admit, well, Scouse, you're normally a man of what I regard as much more higher brow humour. Surprises me that sometimes you reduce yourself to a level at times.
Can I have this?
Yes, thank you very much. That's a very difficult scroll.
Scouse Master, interesting fact about Scouse Master, I 100% yawn if I see anyone yawn here, anyone yawn or even say or hear the word yawn said. So will you now yawn 4 or 5 times? Paddy, how do you deal with it written down? I don't know. I don't really know what that refers to. We've got a guy called a Timosaurus appears. Timosaurus 007. Hey guys, hey Tim. Thanks for coming in and saying hello. Really appreciate it, man. Are you a fellow Shenmue fan, or are you sort of checking out, seeing what all the fuss was about? Anton says he likes the he likes watching people playing old games for the nostalgia feels. Yeah, you should definitely if you are interested in Anton, the other guy who's in this chat, Scouse Mouse, you should definitely check him out. He does a lot of older stuff, older games. Definitely give his a channel review, and he does a lot of streams that I think you'd probably enjoy if you are a fan of the nostalgia the channel. I mean, don't get us wrong. I really appreciate that you subscribe to us, and it means like a lot to us. And there are certainly times we go down the nostalgia path, but I'd say we probably do a few more modern games than what he does.
Can I have this?
Yes.
Timosaurus, yeah. Timosaurus said when he played this, he didn't even know you can buy scrolls. Yeah, I've showed a few people this. Tonight, it's actually really helpful. There's a lot of moves that you can, and then obviously you can take them through into the second game. Scouse Mouse adds, it'll make me yawn because I'll read it in my head, and yes, I've yawned about 5 times during this chat. So if I just keep saying yawn, if I just arbitrarily every now and again say the word yawn, I could subconsciously know I've got a control over you. So Judith says the fastest speed run on Shenmue is 7 hours and 49 minutes. That would be tricky to beat. I reckon that'll put a lot of pressure. There's a thing at the fight where at the end you literally have a fight with 70 people. It's obviously called like the 70-man fight. It's referred to that. I reckon there'll be I think that's where you could save the most time, really, outside of, because obviously the same people are gonna get the same time when they, you know, running from point to point. You're pretty much going to be hitting the same times. You're not going to be able to save much, but things like the fights and stuff, if you can get good at the fights and master them and know how to take people down quickly, then you're probably going to be best chance to get a really good time. Obviously try and line it up so you're doing the most efficient playthrough possible, so you're not having periods like I'm having now where I'm having to wait till 7 PM. If I'd planned what events I do and when, try and work it out, you know, that's how you really bring down to the best. It'd be a very interesting game actually at a speedrun. But for me, I'm not a speedrunner. I never really have tried them before, and I think for me, for this, if I was to try this as my first speedrun, I'd probably be a bit ambitious with it being 7 to 8 hours long. If you want to be, you know, have your first go at speedrun, you need a game that you can finish in a half an hour or an hour or something, don't you, just to get used to it. Did anyone? Because I assume we've got a lot of Dreamcast watchers in the thing. Did anyone ever play on a game? I think it was an arcade port, or I think I might stream it sometime, called a Dynamite, a Cop. Did anyone remember that? It was like a arcadey, a beat 'em up game, which it was a bit a mental. I just remember it being absolutely crazy. Right, let's see if we can win a prize. I want to win that a Sega Saturn, yo. So Timosaurus says, yes, he loves Shenmue. He played both games for the first time. Oh man, it's really nice to actually know, because you know, I always say, I mean, I played Shenmue when it originally come out on the Dreamcast, and you know, I was, you know, amazing for the time it was. You know, it blew me away. I really got first game I got truly immersed. Oh, we got a prize. 5th prize is not very good, but we got a prize. So I think it's a random one. Yeah, random one.
The prize is inside the capsule.
Yeah, but I forgot the point I was talking about now. I'm sure it was very good. Yeah, but yeah, I'm actually super impressed that you know, people can still pick up this game and appreciate it coming into it blind. You know, I think people should definitely give. I really hope the HD re-releases of this game give it a little bit more exposure, because I don't think where the game is at the minute is going to be very successful as Shenmue 3. And I know I said I read an article. I think a Scouse Mouse shared it on our Discord around
may I help you?
the third that there's actually for the story to complete, it needs to go into a 4th game, which I know Shenmue was what 16 chapters where it was originally written, and first 2 games got us up to the 5th chapter or the 6th. So makes sense there were more to it, but I'm surprised he's doing that. I'm surprised he didn't try and cut the story down as well.
Since you bought merchandise.
I'm gonna take Scouse Master's advice. I'm gonna buy the light bulb for my sins. And I'm pretty sure there's one in the house somewhere, but So Anton says Dark Souls speedruns in his opinion impress him the most, but he's a bit of a fanboy of that series. Yeah, I quite like the Soulsborne series. Not good enough at it that I feel I bring any value by streaming it. So it's sort of not something that I touch, but you know, I really appreciate them. I appreciate their games that aren't scared to test people, which I know there's a lot of the hardcore fans who go Dark Souls isn't hard, but to the general consumer, Dark Souls is hard. You know.
It's nothing.
You know, I'm spending a lot of money here, not really paying attention. Rio's going to be flat broke. That's right. Scousel says, added, he says, yeah, he saw a Dark Souls speedrun that was just stunning. Falling off loads of ledges from the right height to be hurt enough to get the strength to get the boost. That sounds pretty damn well planned out and impressive, to be honest. So, half an hour to kill until we get in a bit of a fight and end this day. Half an hour of in-game time, which is probably about the 2 minutes of real-world time. And Anton said the falling off stuff in Dark Souls is probably the biggest killer in Dark Souls, which I'd heavily disagree. I'd say the big slashy monster is what kills me for the most. Dark Souls or Bloodborne's or all the Souls-like games. If we can buy a can, that'll waste a bit of time. Trying not to spend as much, but I can't help but keep spending on stuff. Gonna get a nice can of Jet Cola, see if we get a winning can. They rarely win winning cans. See, this is the early game versions of loot boxes. Absolutely pioneered them. Shenmue 2. And Anton's taking a damage for gains is crazy and a genius. Yeah, I think that's the appeal of speedruns, isn't it? Is that it's a really weird form of showing creative expression through actually just playing. You know what I mean? It's a lot of YouTube content. Obviously, the content we work on, the content that we try and put out there, and we script our videos and push them out there. But it's always, you know, we frame the video around, you know, the personalities and the gameplays, but a backdrop to the personality, and that's what, you know, a lot of YouTube channels try and sell. But the thing I love about speedruns and stuff like that, it's a pure creative, you know, way to show your creativeness, but without, you know, having to be like, hey, I'm YouTube, like and subscribe to my channel, and, you know, all of that stuff. And I just think, you know, people who can do speedruns, you know, I'm a jelly of them. I wish I could. Al said he's surprisingly good at speedruns, which I just quite simply, Alistair, do not believe you. How can you be bad at video games but good at speedruns? It just makes no sense, buddy. Yeah. And then Scousman says, I'm not sure speedruns will ever be for me. I feel like you can only do it with games you love or know inside out. And if you pick those, you'll probably grow to hate it quickly. Yeah, this is it. To get that good at a game, you've got to put the hours in. And in terms of like building a brand of it, building a brand of game, oh, well, I'm a YouTube speed runner. I imagine the invested time into actually, you know, oh, here's my speed run. Will attempt for X, Y, and Z. You know, the invested time to get good enough to be able to put in a respectable speedrun time is bloody huge. Whereas, you know, and there we go. This is the cutscene that we're waiting for. These two chaps who I beat up outside the bar yesterday, trick me with a dastardly trick.
Pal, what's up?
Hey, I know you.
Nah, let me apologize for before.
What?
You know,
say sorry.
You're a good fighter. I was impressed.
So?
I think I was really close to picking on my nose there. I clearly sometimes forget I'm being watched. It's full on about to like full on put my finger up there and pull out something huge. But I'll wait. I'll wait until. Well, I mean, I am by myself, but until I'm properly by myself. the key mistake they made. They tried to beat me up in a place where I train every day. I know this inside out.
Come on, tough guy. Show us what you got.
Jeez. Cap guy. Guys didn't get enough of my. Hang on. Move out of the way. Oh, I'm getting beasted. Better camera control. You've got no control of it whatsoever. Classic. Top 3 films that come to mind now. Top 3 films. Oh, you bastard, Scotsmouse. You know what? Top 3 films is such a broad question, and I know I keep skirting around these questions when you throw them. I should be like, oh, you know, Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and you know, I should be able to hammer them out. But
I'm not lying, but there's a
I'm really into sci-fi films. If that's, I do really like Chinese martial art films as well. In fact, any martial art films. I quite like a few of the classics, but you can't beat the Ip Man films. Ip Man, I love that movie. So yeah, Ip Man's going to be one of my top 3 films. The Raid I really like, the Indonesian film where people were in that power block and they murdered the crap out of each other for an hour and a half. I enjoyed that. Talked to this guy in the arcade who tells you about the tattoo shop. Judith adds Shutter Island, Love Actually, and The Shawshank Redemption. Those are good choices. I do like Shutter Island, do like a bit of Leo. Really enjoyed The Revenant, actually. Watched that again recently. That was one got the Oscar for. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. Scotsman says is a very hard question, to be fair. He'd stick with American History X as my top 1. Not sure about the others. I think I'd definitely have to put a Denzel Washington film in there. I don't know which one. Okay, so here's a question that's more for the chat. Your favourite Denzel Washington film? John says his favourite films are Inglourious Basterds and Machete. A good choice. Anton adds The Matrix, Lord of the Rings, and Mean Girls. Mean Girls is a great shout. I think that's a great film, along with The Bridesmaids. You know, those films where, you know what, on the face value as a male, you're not supposed to enjoy, but I love those films. They're pretty damn funny. Paddy adds Gladiator, Mad Max Fury Road, and Who's Nailing Palin? I've never heard that. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a joke or who's made that. Alistair adds Shawshank Redemption, We Were Soldiers, and Forever Strong. Good shout. Quite like the film Basketball. Well, that used to be when people asked me a while ago, you know, what's your favourite film? That used to be my go-to answer. The one with Trey Parker and Matt Stone when they did a film with the Zucker brothers, who did all like the spoof movies of the 70s, 80s and stuff. Like, did all of the Naked Guns and Aeroplane and stuff. Really enjoyed them. You know, not a modern spoof film. You know, like your scary movies, all those other horrible films. Like I like epic movies or all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I do like some of the older classical spoof films. You know, like I said, A Naked Gun, a Kentucky Fried a movie, Airplane, things like that. Love them. I really like the Marvel films as well. You know, the whole Marvel cinematic universe, where that's going and heading around. We've got a lead on Charlie. Charlie is at the tattoo parlor, which I know opens at 2 p.m. the next day. Alistair adds about the Denzel question. All films where Denzel plays an angry Denzel are my favourite. No, that's true. We like the film A Man on Fire with Denzel. Right. Pardon me. Anton throws another one in there along with the Zucker Brothers, which is Mel Brooks. Yeah, Mel Brooks. Blazing Saddles. I even liked Robin Hood, Men in Tights. I thought that was a great film. A lot of you would give that a bit of stick, but with Kerry Ewells as Robin Hood, I think it's genius. Guy from Princess Bride. Princess Bride, actually, that's another great movie. Definitely worth a shout. Let's see, hash in a sun, but the milk. Oh no, that's the freezer, Rob. Don't put freezer. Well, you can. Probably not in Japan in the 80s. I've looked horrified at you. Do it. Don't do the voice when you're a Japanese, Rob. Don't offend the whole country again.
I suppose this could be food for that.
You'd have asked, how do you like The Departed? The Departed. I like The Departed. Departed is a great movie. Really well done. You know what film I do like? That's probably, you know, I'd never put it in the top films of all time, but I really like you know, the Gerard Butler film, Law Abiding a Citizen. That's a great, you know, a popcorn flick. Scoutman adds Man and Fly and The Equalizer, a classic one-man army type films. I grew up on a childhood of Arnie doing those films. And they got to say that Jack Bauer from 24 is the ultimate one-man army, though. He is the man. And the Bourne trilogy. I love the original Bourne trilogy. The third Bourne film is just one of the best films of all time. The third Bourne film is just, yeah, that is my jam, yeah. Really enjoy that. Good shout, Judith. Paddy adds White House Down, which I think he's taking the piss. Is that the one with Jamie Foxx? I want to say a Jamie Foxx in it. Al adds Band of Brothers, which isn't a film or TV series, but you did really enjoy that. You know, if we're going down a TV series, one I really like is BBC did this police crime drama. I believe it's on Netflix, called Line of Duty. Literally one of the best things out. One of the most watchable and engrossing things that I've ever watched. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this stream's been going a decent 3-hour run. We've had a good 3-hour stretch on Shenmue. We're still on disc 1. I was hoping by the end of this stream I'd get to the end of disc 1, which we haven't managed to do. But we've hit save. We've saved the game, and I'm going to reserve this for a stream later down the line. I want to thank everyone for taking part in the stream, everyone who's come in and viewed, people that are viewing now who aren't part of the chat. Is absolutely fine. I appreciate the fact some people just want to watch and some people enjoy the chat, so that's all good. I want to thank everyone in the chat. I want to thank Judith. I want to thank Anton. I want to thank Scouse Mouse. I want to thank Alistair. I want to thank Paddy. I want to thank John. And I want to thank Geordie. And we also had the other guy, Max something. I'm really sorry, I can't remember that. But the guy who chipped in a couple of times as well. This has been my stream. I'm actually part of a larger group called Twisted Bard Gaming. We do 4 videos a week. One of them being a live stream and 3 of them being things we work on and edit it. We do a series called One Life Review, which is trying to play through games with just one life. We come out every Friday, so if you wouldn't mind and you haven't seen them before, be sure to check them out. And we've got another series called 8-Bit Debaters, where we all argue about video games. Again, it'd be nice to check that out. And I've got my own other series as well called Stuttering Through, which I make some jokes and stuff. I finally, without coming across like I'm begging, if you're not already one of our subscribers, it would do us honestly the world of good if you subscribe to us, because like I said, we're only ickle channel, and every subscriber we get just really makes our weekend. So if you wouldn't mind, that would be greatly appreciated. Scouse and Anton says a great stream. Judah's on pining over Channing Tatum, and so is Alistair as well. But I think that is a great note to end this stream on, and thank everybody. I've been Rob, and I will catch everyone next time. Cheers.